Shalom, Israel. Shalom, shalom. Brother Nakwam, Watchmen for Israel, coming back at you with these precepts and another Monday Night Fire, giving, of course, our honor and glory to Yahweh. By Shema Mashiach, Kwamalak Yahushai. Double honors to the elect elders of the house of David that's been in this truth for decades and decades, patiently waiting for the second coming of Yahushai. A hearty shalom to you, mighty men that go out there and labor and do the work of the Most High, presenting your body as a living sacrifice and magnifying the ministry and risking your life again to put forth this truth in the last days. Shalom to all of the men that may not be out there on the highways and byways as of yet, but they're working on it, getting built up in the spirit. They're praying, fasting, studying, being diligent and abounding in the work of the Lord. Shalom to all of the Aquath out there, holding it down in the households, reverencing their husbands, being submissive, it's like you're being diligent and being unmovable, right? In these last days. Shalom to everybody in the live stream. Shalom, shalom. Monday Night Fire, the topic of this live stream, plain and straight to the point. Stop and ask yourself, are you really laboring, right? That's the topic of this live stream. Stop whatever the hell you're doing, man, right? And ask yourself, are you really laboring? Look deep down within your spirit. You understand? Examine your actions. Check out what schedule you're involved in, what you give your heart over to, what times, what do you put your most effort into? What do you spend the most time doing? And ask yourself, are you really laboring in this thing, man? So I actually want to kick it off with the book of Matthew, the 20th chapter. All right, so let's go to Matthew chapter 20 and 1. This is a beautiful chapter. All right, let's go to Matthew chapter 20 and we're going to read verse 1. Every brother, a woman labor too, man. Right? Women make garments. You understand? Women, I've heard women even make camp posters, man. They provide food and victuals and all types of stuff, man. Right? Taking care of the saints. They may be giving alms or charity. You understand? To benefit the ministry. You got brothers, you labor, man. You go out in the highways and byways. You understand? That's one form of laboring. You study. You teach. You understand? This is all laboring in the work of the Lord. All right, being charitable is also labor. All right, bear with me 1 second. So, like, being charitable is also labor too, man. Right? Giving alms is labor. Ask yourself, are you really laboring? Right? Let's go to Matthew chapter 20 and 1. Let's kick it off. Right? Matthew chapter 20 and verse 1. For the kingdom of heaven is like unto a man that is a householder, which went out early in the morning to hire laborers into his vineyard. Now, the householder is who? Yahweh Bashmi Awashai. Right? He's the householder. Right? He's running things, man. He has the key. You understand? Let me get that in Revelation, the 3rd chapter. Right? The Lord has the key to what? To the house of David, man. Right? He has the keys. Let's get that in Revelation chapter 3 and verse 7. It reads, and to the angel, and every householder has keys. They're in charge of who can enter into their house, and they're in charge of what? Who can leave their house. They're in charge of locking things out and shutting you up, or locking you in and you can never leave. Right? That's the purpose. Right? A householder also has land, right? Which is a vineyard. You understand? So this Revelation chapter 3 and 7, quick precept. And to the angel of the church in Philadelphia, write, these things said he that is holy, he that is true, he that hath the key of David, he that openeth, and no man shutteth, and shutteth, and no man openeth. So this is Yahweh Shah speaking, man. Right? He that is true, he that hath the key of David. Is that the Lord literally like the janitor? He got that big ring, then the Lord got all these keys, and he fumbling through the keys, and the Lord looking, okay, this one, okay, this one, okay, this is the house of David. No, it's not talking about that one, man. The Lord don't got a key to his chariot. He kind of cranked the damn chariot up, put it in reverse. No, the Lord don't have a push to start. You got to kind of put the key in there. You don't have a key to his bedroom. The Lord kind of, when he done sit on the throne, when he get tired, he kind of, all right, Most High, look, all right, Father, look, I'm call it a night. And the Lord kind of call it a night. and then he kind of go back, and the Lord said, hey, look, you forgot your keys. And the Yahushua kind of grabbed his keys. No, that's not what it's talking about, man. Right? When it says he had the key of David, he that openeth and no man shutteth, and no man openeth, that's talking about what? Your mind on one level. On one level, opening your mind. The Lord has the ability to open your mind, open the door of your mind. All right? Open the door of your mind and allow his spirit to come in and sup with you. Or the Lord can shut up your mind and shut the door, and the spirit will never leave you, or the spirit will never enter into you. Right? Because remember, the door is your mind. Remember, the Lord told Cain that. Right? He said, if thou doest well, shalt thou not be accepted. That's Genesis chapter 4:7 on down. And if thou doest not well, sin lieth at the door, and unto thee shall be his desire, and thou shalt rule over him. The Lord told Cain what lies at the door. Right? Satan went in Cain's mind, infiltrated his spirit, and caused him to murder who? His brother, man. So Yahushua comes into your mind. He can open your mind as the master householder, man. Right? Then you have the house of David. Right? The house of David is not a literal house where you can put in the address. Okay, the house of David. Okay, it's on M Street. Then the house of David, if I take a turn. No, the house of David is what? The nation of Israel. Not just the entire nation, but the elect. The Lord has the key to allow who can come into this truth, who leaves this truth, who's exempt, and who can never leave. Right? He has the key to the house of David, and also the key to the door, meaning the door being your mind. And I want to get another precept on that in the same chapter of Revelation chapter 3, just to show you that. Revelation chapter 3 and 20. Right? Revelation chapter 3 and 20. Behold, I stand at the door and knock. If any man hear my voice and open the door, I will come into him and will sup with him, and he with me. Right? So the Lord is what? Standing at the door and knocking. That's not a literal knock, but it's a spiritual knock. Whenever the precepts come out, whenever the breakdowns are made manifest, whenever live streams are out there, whenever brothers are in the highways and byways, they are knocking at the door of our people's mind. And just hoping that our brothers, what? Open up the door so the Lord can come in and break down their nationality to them, show them how to repent, show them how to get the kingdom of heaven, make them get built up in this thing. Right? So our job is to go out there and push the word, and that's the Lord knocking. So he's the householder, not only for the house of David, but also for your mind, because our body is a house, right? And he has the keys to shut out and to bring it. All right, let me get that other precept in Isaiah chapter 22, right? It all start with Yahweh B'Shema Mashiach Malak Yahushua, right? This is the book of Isaiah. I'll go to chapter 22. See if that's what I want. And verse 20, right? Isaiah chapter 22 and 20. And it shall come to pass in that day that I will call my servant Eliakim, the son of Hilkiah. Now it says Eliakim, but we know, or as we go through this, you'll figure out it's a figure, or really it's going into Yahushua, right? And I will clothe him with thy robe and strengthen him with thy girdle. And I will commit thy government into his hand, and he shall be a father to the inhabitants of Jerusalem and to the house of Judah. And the key of the house of David will I lay upon his shoulder. So he shall open, and none shall shut, and he shall shut, and none shall open. So he has the key to the house of David, right? Not literal keys you put in your house, but the Lord is what? He has the final say so. Who's going to be the elect? Who's not going to be the elect? Who's going to come in this thing? Who's going to get pushed out this thing, man? If he's going to blow your candlestick out or keep you on fire, whose fan is in his hand, right? So let's go back to that, right? I just want to clear up in Matthew chapter 20 who the householder is, man. The householder is Yahweh through his son Yahushua, right? Plain, right? And this parable actually, is linking into the topic. So Matthew chapter 20 and 1. For the kingdom of heaven is like unto a man that is a householder, which went out early in the morning to hire laborers into his vineyard. Now, how come it said early in the morning, right? What's significant about early in the morning? Well, time plays a major role in the scriptures, man, right? The Lord has something called the heat of the day. He has something called the noonday. He has something called the cool of the day. So the early in the morning is what? The beginning of the cool of the day, right? And the cool of the day is the beginning before judgment comes, before destruction comes. You understand? Before all hell breaks loose. That's the cool of the day, early in the morning, right? And we'll prove that. And this is the beginning stages of the truth being made manifest, right? Let's get that in the book of Genesis, right? The 3rd chapter. You have prophets out there in the cool of the day. All right, let's go to Genesis, the 3rd chapter. So this is the book of Genesis, chapter 3 and verse, let's see, Genesis chapter 3, and I will start at 8. All right, Genesis chapter 3 and 8. And it reads, and they heard the voice of the Lord God walking in the garden in the cool of the day. And Adam and his wife hid themselves from the presence of the Lord God amongst the trees of the garden. So you have the voice of the Lord out there. Slakia, bear with me. Slakia, you have the voice of the Lord out there in the cool of the day. Is that the actual voice with a microphone? No, we go through that all the time. This is parabolic talk of the prophets. They represent the voice of the Lord. When the prophets are out there, when Enoch was out there, Jeremiah, Elijah, Elisha, you understand? Isaiah, Jeremiah, right? Daniel. Whenever they prophesied and testified, that was not their own words. They didn't make that up. They didn't write a speech. They didn't premeditate, well, what do I feel like saying to the people? No, the Lord told them in Ezekiel, right? Let me get this precept in Ezekiel chapter 3 and 11, right? These are the words of the Lord that they're speaking. So the voice of the Lord is what the prophets are teaching. That's plain, right? This is Ezekiel chapter 3 and 11. And go, get thee to them of the captivity, and to the children of thy people, and speak unto them, and tell them, thus saith the Lord God, whether they will hear or whether they will forbear. So we're saying, thus saith the Lord, meaning we're messengers for the Lord. So like you bear with me.
Shalom, Cam.
Shalom. So these prophets, they represent the voice of the Lord. They're out there, and again, this isn't out their own mind or out their own belly. They're out there prophesying what the Most High puts in their spirit. Right? Let me get another precept on that. Right? Let me go to the book of Haggai. Right? Let me get that in the book of Haggai, chapter 2. I'll get 1. Right? Haggai, chapter 1 and 13. All right? This is the book of Haggai, chapter 1 and 13. It reads, then spake Haggai, the Lord's messenger, and the Lord's message unto the people, saying, I am with you, saith the Lord. But Haggai said that. Haggai said, I am with you, but he said, this is what the Lord said. So the cool of the day, this early morning in Matthew chapter 20, represents the early stages of the truth. You understand? Before judgment comes, right? Before the fire and brimstone, before the sun is beaming down and it's heat that you can't stand. You read that in Sirach chapter 43rd chapter. You got precept, King?
Con, I drive one.
Come. We in Matthew chapter 20. We're going through that.
Okay, con. That's the spirit. I was just reading that too.
Come.
Right. So, hey man, you gotta take full advantage, right, of being in this truth, man. Don't let the knowledge slip away from you. Right. Next thing you know, you wheezing and you falling out this thing slowly, man. Right? Because the Lord chose every one of us on this live, man. He put the knowledge on us. He put the spirit, right? He gave us understanding. He gave us knowledge to go into the parables and the prophecies, right? At this second Esdras, right, 12 and 36, thou only has been meet to know this secret of the highest. So you got certain people that's only to know the precepts, man, and know the prophecies, right? Know these things, which are the prophets. Right? And like the brother was going into, the voice of the Lord is the prophets. It said, thy only has been meet to know this secret of the highest, wherefore write all these things that thou hast seen in a book, and hide them, and teach them to the wise of the people. So these words are not just for Negroes and niggers and weed smokers and people that's going to fumble the knowledge and not taking this thing serious, man. The Lord said His words are not for everybody, even his own people, man. Only the ones that are wise that's going to take this knowledge, lay it up, eat it down, and receive it, and don't stand idle. It said, and teach them to the wise of the people, whose hearts thou knowest may comprehend, and keep these secrets. So the Lord is saying, so the prophets only teach the wise men are going to take these words, they're going to endure them, they're going to eat them up, they're going to receive them, they're going to flip their talents, they're going to continue to endure. Because the Lord not dealing with people that's double-minded and that's waiting to get sifted out. Every day you wake up, you got grace and mercy from the Lord, and we can't take this lightly.
Gone. That's right, man. So we can go back to Matthew chapter 20, right? Matthew chapter 20. The Lord went out early in the morning to hire laborers in his vineyard. Because the Lord is not going to come down and do all of the work, man. Right? The Lord is not going to come off his throne and come back and start teaching, man. Right? Start the Lord here in DC, then the Lord travel here in Seattle, then the Lord here in LA. No, right? He's hiring laborers, man. Right? And we're the laborers in the vineyard, man. We are the laborers. You think the Lord going to come down and do all the work? You just going to sit down? Yahweh shall knock on our door. All right, now, Kwam, time for me to break the scriptures down to you. Oh, all right, good. Oh, you got my damn, licking the damn Cheetos off your finger. Here come the Lord. Lord, you want somewhere to sit? And the Lord said, look, you're an Israelite. You from the tribe of Judah. Look, here goes some scriptures. Then the Lord lay his hands on us. Then we come to this. No, man. Right? The Lord has men out there that are hired, right? Chosen. You don't need no, and ain't no application you got to file, right? You don't got to put on a suit and a tie. You don't need no interview. You don't have to look up and see well, I don't know if the Lord going to ask me. The Lord not going to ask you, why do you need this job? Right? Like the so-called white man. Right? Well, why do you need this job? Right? How much you looking to make? No, the Lord chose you from the foundation of the world. Right? Let me get that real quick.
Con, I got one after you.
God, the Lord chose you literally from the foundation of the world. Right? This is the book of 2 Timothy. Right, let me get this precept real quick. This 2 Timothy chapter 1 and verse 9. Who hath saved us and called us with the holy calling, not according to our works, but according to his own purpose and grace, which was given us in Hamashiach Yahushua before the world began. So the Lord chose these men before the world began. Like you got these superhero movies, you might have all hell breaking loose. Then you got the guys who got to get a team ready, man. Right? What team do we get together? Then they pull up all the damn files. We got to travel to Japan and get this guy. I think they did that with the damn Expendables, man. Right? Or the A-team, we got to get this guy because he specializes in this. Then we got to hire this guy. Then we got to hire this guy. We got to travel and get this guy. They do that all the time. When they want to form a massive team of damn superheroes or damn mighty men, they'll go and choose these men before they don't have to apply. They were already set up from the beginning. So every man of the Lord that's in this thing, guess what? You one of those men that the Lord chose from the beginning. All right, we gotta go. Now it's time to wake up this brother. Now the Lord is getting an army, man, and all these soldiers. You don't have to apply. You don't have to do the boot camp. You were just chosen from the foundation of the world. You got it, King.
That's right. It's the book of 2nd Esdras, chapter 10, right? And I'm gonna start at 55. And therefore fear not, let not thine heart be affrighted, but go thy way and to see the beauty and greatness of the building, as much as thine eyes be able to see. And then shalt thou hear as much as thine ears may comprehend, for thou art blessed above many other, and art called with the highest. So the Lord said, look, it's certain men, they're blessed above many other. Men are not niggas and weed smokers, man. People are not, we're not just in the world, man. We're in this truth now. We repented. The Lord is putting his spirit upon this man, right? Upon this woman. It said, for thou art blessed above many other, and are called with the highest, and so are but few. It said, but a few, man. The Lord not calling the whole nation. On a deeper level, he calling the ones that's going to repent, right? The ones that's going to do the works of old, the ones that he have called from the very womb. Everybody not going to get beamed up and saved. It's only going to be a small remnant that's really the elect. It's going to be a small remnant that can endure to the end. It's going to be a small remnant that the Lord chose, and he's going to sanctify, keep to himself. You understand? It says what? For thou art blessed above many other, and are called with the highest, and so are but few, man. So, hey man, that can most high willing, that's everybody on this live. The Lord called you. He said, but look, I only called a few of you, man. Yeah, I'm speaking in parables, but I'm only speaking to them that have ears to hear and them that can understand and perceive. Let me get that in Matthew 13. This is Matthew chapter 13, right? Verse 10. And the disciples came and said unto him, why speakest thou unto them in parables? He answered and said unto them, because it is given unto you to know the mysteries of the kingdom of heaven, but to them it is not given, man. And maybe spiritual sometimes. We be teaching on the highways and byways. Then you'll have some jakes, right? They are own people. They'll ride up on bikes while we teaching the word. We burn the frankincense and myrrh, and they say that S word. They say that stuff stink. They be like, that's the, what's that? That stink. That stuff stink. And then they pull off and they roll. They can't get down, man. On a physical level, smelling the frankincense and myrrh. They can't get down with the words of life, right? They can't get down with the prophecies. They can't get down with the food. They want to eat of weed and violence and sex, while we eating of the milk, the honey, the wine, the prophecies, and the pearls. Everything is spiritual, and the Lord is only calling a few, right, to this supper, man. Okay.
God is right, and they do that on the left hand side, right? The so-called white man with his illuministic hierarchy. When these Edomites are going to these top Ivy League schools and these private schools, they choose them before they even know it, right? They may know her father, or they may know somebody's great grandfather who used to be part of the Skull and Bones, or some Masonic occultic secret society, and they following these guys. They watching these guys from the damn 5 years old to the time they get to college, and they say, "Look, we've been watching you." And these guys, these eat them up. What do you mean you've been watching? We've always had our eye on you. And these guys that kind of get them jobs, man, right? They kind of in these illuministic jobs, these secret societies, because these people are watching them from the time that from the youth up. That's how the Lord does with us, man. Right? The Most High has set you up from the very beginning, man. When you're scraping your damn knee down the slide, the angel was already there, man. When you were sitting there, you got your damn first kiss, man. The Lord was there. When you got in that fight with your brother, hey, the Lord was there, man. Read that in the book of Tobit. Now it's time for you to come in this thing. The Lord set up the damn internet. You're on the damn internet all night. Then the Lord said, boom, now it's time for you to click that video and come into this truth. Hey, you got it real quick. I'm coming right back. Bear with me.
Carnal doubt. Right? It's the book of Second Esdras, like the brother was going into, man. And we have been called from the very womb, and that's a beautiful thing. We can't take that lightly, man. We got work to do. We got a job to do. You understand? It's the book of Second Esdras, chapter 8 and verse 8. For when the body is fashioned now in the mother's womb, right? The mother, she about to give birth. The womb is fashioned. Thou givest it members. Thy creature is preserved in fire and water. Thy creature is literally you. In your mother's womb, you were literally compacted together and preserved with fire and water. What is that fire and water? Does that mean the womb going to catch on fire and the baby burning it alive, then the water kind of quenching it and getting a damn splash on it? That's not what that's talking about. The fire and the water is the spirit, man. The Lord's words are fire. The Lord's words are water, man. You understand? And you damn waxing faint and you about to pass out, you need a cold glass, man. Right? When you sitting there and you damn breaking down these doctrines and you flaming everything, that's that fire, man. From the foundation of the earth, there were men in the womb that were preserved in fire and water. And 9 months doest thy workmanship endure, thy creature which is created in her. So the Lord is going to literally preserve certain men, man. Ain't nothing going to happen to you. You wonder why you was about to get hit by that bus one day, and then you just kind of stopped, and your phone just kind of rang, and you stopped walking. Or you wonder why you was about to get jumped. Somebody whipped out a damn blade on you, man. Hey, man, I was in high school, man, one time, then back in the day, man. That was in the 9th grade. I was just coming to high school, man. It was little as hell, right? And it was like this little barricade where you walk up these steps, and I was coming down these steps, and I heard these jakes, and like it was too damn far to turn back. I was about to walk down the steps, and I heard these two dudes. They was talking, but I couldn't see their face. Like I was about to come down the steps, and they was about to walk up the steps, and I heard the dude say, "Hey, the next nigga I see, I'm gonna rob his ass." And like I'm like right here about to walk down the steps. I'm like, damn. As soon as I said that, and then I like met them as soon as he said that. And then one of the dudes is like, nah, let little homie go to school, man. He good. We're gonna get the next nigga. I was like, damn. Then I kind of walked down the steps. I kind of looked back and I got my ass in the house, man. So you never know, the Lord been protecting us way before we got in this truth, man. For all type of different levels, you understand? You got it.
God, this to link up with that, this is the book of John, chapter 17 and verse 11. And now I am no more in the world, but these are in the world, and I come to thee. Holy Father, keep through thine own name those whom thou hast given me, that they may be one as we are. So the Most High created these spirits and said, Yahushua, I'm going to give you these spirits. They belong to you, right? I'm going to give these to Satan, right? I'm going to give these to Yahushua. It ain't no in between. You don't straddle the fence. Either the Most High created you and said, I'm going to give you over to the spiritual demon Satan, or he said, I'm going to give you to Yahushua, right? Read on. While I was with them in the world, I kept them in thy name. Those that thou gavest me, I have kept, and none of them is lost, but the son of perdition, that the scripture might be fulfilled. See that? Ain't nobody lost, man. The Lord said, when you win this thing, if you're part of the elect and you were chosen to work in the vineyard, you can't get out this thing. It's over. Right? You were signed for life, man. There are certain brothers, you have a lifetime contract with the Lord as a priest, man. When you go in the law, you have certain priests, they work from the ages of 30, really 25, from the age of 25 to the age of 50. After that, they're done. See, this is a better priesthood after the order of Melchizedek, because you can come into this thing at any age and you can't leave, man, till you die. Right? Like the high priest. When the high priest was chosen, guess what? He was there till he was dead, man. There was no, okay, well, next year we're going to vote on who the high priest is. Right? All right, Aaron, you had your 4 years. Now you got this guy, he's running against Aaron, and Aaron got to do debates with this guy, and the audience get to figure out who's going to be the next high priest. No, he was chosen from the foundation of the world, and he bore that priesthood to the day he died. Certain men were chosen from the foundation of the world, and you were given to the Lord. You didn't come into this truth on your own. I feel like coming into the truth. Now I feel like I want to be an Israelite. It don't work like that, man. Right? The Lord said, now it's time for me to give you to my son. Right? Verse 13. Or it's like, let me read that part again. Those that thou gavest me, I have kept, and none of them is lost, but the son of perdition. Who's the son of perdition? In this context, Judas Iscariot ultimately is dealing with the so-called white man. You see that? So you got to know what's going on in this thing. You were hired to work in this vineyard from the beginning of time. And it's the greatest job, man. A lot of Jake, I got this. That's why everybody talk about their damn job. Like, man, you can't rejoice over a damn job, man. This is the greatest occupation, right? And one more point. You hear these top damn people, they make 6 figures. You see them, well, I do what I love. I wake up and I do what I love. I sit in my office, I drink my coffee, I just do what I love. Hey, we do what we love, man. Mm-hmm. Right? We love doing this. I don't sit there and wake up Sunday night or go to bed Sunday night. Damn, I got to do the damn Monday Night Five. And I wake up, damn, what the fuck, man? No, we get excited for this thing, man. We do what we love, man. You got it, King.
That's a good point, man. Like the brother said, we do what we love, man. I couldn't imagine a life without teaching the word of the Lord, man. I can't imagine waking up and just relaxing and not working and laboring on the highways and byways on the Sabbath, man. This is not in my spirit. It's the book of Genesis, chapter 2, and verse 15. And the Lord God took the man and put him into the Garden of Eden to dress it and to keep it. It said he took the man. He didn't ask the man. He didn't give him an application, right? He didn't beg the man. It said he took the man. When you take something, kind of yanking it up, man, it's yours. If I take this highlighter, I'm taking it, man. Hey, the Lord took certain of us and put us in a vineyard, man. So we can dress it. We can keep it, man. We can oversee it, man. Now we can get everything in order, right? It says what? And the Lord took the man and put him into the Garden of Eden to dress it and to keep it, right? So we keeping it in the last days on a spiritual level, man. We making sure, Jake, their fruit is prospering. They're not waxing worse. They're not having worms and let foxes and owls and snakes and crows and eagles pluck the pleasant fruit, man. We're helping it to grow through the hand of our beloved Father, man. Right? You understand? I got another one. But it's the book of Job, right? Shalaki, bear with me. It's the book of Job, chapter 22 and verse 26. For then thou shalt have thy delight in the Almighty, and shalt lift up thy face unto God. Thou shalt make thy prayer unto him, and he shall hear thee, and thou shalt pay thy vows, man. So we got to pay what we owe to the Lord, right? We owe the Lord, man. He took us out of the world. We owe the Lord back. We owe him now our life. We owe him now to labor, man. The Lord was damn beat for us. We got to get beat for the Lord. The Lord got slain, and we got to get slain, man. The Lord was out there prophesying. We got to go out there and prophesy, man. Whatever the Lord did, every footstep he walked in, every damn way he went is exactly the blueprint that he left for him, for us, man. It says what? Thou shalt pay thy vows. Thou shalt also decree the thing, and it shall be established unto thee, and the light shall shine upon thy ways. So that's why we're able to see in this dark world, because the light is shining upon certain men's ways, man. We can, on a deeper level, we can look and see things before they happen, because we can link it up in the Bible. We see uproars of different nations. We go, okay, we can go to book of Matthew, right? 24th chapter. Right? We can go to the book of Luke, right? 21. We can go to the book of Mark, chapter 13. We could link these things up, man, because the light is shining upon the ways of man. You understand? You got it.
God, this John chapter 6, and the brother had a beautiful comment. He said, "Hey man, we're living a dream, right? When Jake become they get their master's degree or their doctorate degree, and they got that office next to the so-called white man, or they got their little desk, that big ass Witten desk that costs $500,000. They got their name on there, and they on their MacBook, and they got their tight Jake like that tight suit, man. You got them tight suits with your ankles showing. You think you didn't live in a dream, man. You think you made it, man. There's no greater thing we rather do than do this work, right? But this link up this John chapter 6 and verse 44. It reads, "No man can come to me except the Father which hath sent me draw him, and I will raise him up at the last day." So you can't get in this thing even if you try. You can do 10,000 push-ups, read the Bible 40 times over, right? You can go to seminary school, theologian school. You can hang out with Vocab Malone. You can hang out with all these different guys. But guess what? If the Most High didn't pull you and draw you to your house shop, you ain't gonna never get the truth, man. We can break it down to you all day long. There's been times at camp when we sat there and literally broke it down and made it as plain upon tables that a damn preschool person can get it, man.
Yeah.
And they still don't get it. Still can't get it. Why? The Lord didn't choose them. He didn't draw them to work in his vineyard. And it's a horrible thing to get fired from the vineyard. There's brothers that's getting fired every day in the vineyard, man. And they're posted up next to the damn tree, plucking the damn fruit off, eating it, man. You got to visualize this, man. Imagine you hire a man in the vineyard, kind of just sitting around, chopping the damn trees down, making the damn fire, warming himself up. He's going to get fired, man. You got it, huh?
Come on, man. That's scary too, man. It's the book of Ephesians, chapter 1 and verse 4. According as he had chosen us in him before the foundation of the world, that we should be holy and without blame before him in love. The Lord said before the foundation of the world, before the Most High, Yahweh Shai was forming the whole world, he literally ordained these spirits, man. And that's beautiful, man. So the Lord knew you way before the mountains were laid, way before the sea was established, you understand? Way before the beast roamed the earth. The lion tackled the gazelle, right? That fish got eaten by that shark. Way before these different events and the wind blew, the matter, the fire, and the water, all of these things, hey, the Lord knew us, man, from the very beginning. It says what? Having predestinated us unto the adoption of children by Yahushua to himself, according to the good pleasure of his will, man. Right? So the Lord, man, hey, man, that's beautiful, man. Way before we were born, hey, the Lord, every single lot we come back in, right, when we regenerated, the Lord knows us. The Lord protects us. The Lord guides us and puts that spirit right back on us, man, in his life.
That's right. That's right. So we can go back to Matthew 20 And it's like the vineyard in Matthew 20, again, it's the nation of Israel. We're the vineyard. All right, let me get that quick precept real quick. Psalms, right? This Psalms chapter 80 and verse 7, right? Psalms chapter 80 and 7. Turn us again, O God of hosts, and cause thy face to shine, and we shall be saved. Thou hast brought a vine out of Egypt. Thou hast cast out the heathen and planted it. Thou preparest room before it, and didst cause it to take deep root, and it filled the land. So that's where that vine that was brought out of Egypt, where that vineyard. And the Lord caused us to take root with the knowledge of the law, statutes, and commandments, right? The hills were covered with the shadow of it, and the boughs thereof were like the goodly cedars. She sent out her boughs into the sea, and her branches unto the river. Why hast thou then broken down her hedges, so that all they which pass by the way do pluck her? Now all the nations that pass by the way, they plucking at us, man. Cutting off this brother from his nationality, taking away the fruit, don't give you your heritage. All the nations are destroying the vineyard. Verse 13, Psalms 80 and 13. The boar of the wood doth waste it, and the wild beast of the field doth devour it. Who's the wild boar? Esau, Moab, Ammon. They're in the vineyard right now, wasting it and destroying it. Now you can't see it unless you got eyesight, but we see the wild boars every day. You know. So where that vineyard? You got it.
Another quick one on that. This Hosea chapter 9 and verse 10. I found Israel like grapes in the wilderness. Now, what is grapes grow on? A vine tree. You understand? I saw your fathers as the first ripe in the fig tree at her first time, but they went to Baal Peor and separated themselves unto that shame, and their abominations were according as they loved. Right? So the Lord said, look, he found us as grapes in the wilderness, man. The Lord, right, the Most High God is the husbandman, you understand? He's looking in his vineyard and he's seeing who's bringing forth fruit, right? And if those are not bringing forth fruit, they're going to get hewed down and destroyed, man. All right? We'll go back to Matthew. All right? It's the book of Matthew, chapter 20 and verse number 1. And it reads, for the kingdom of heaven is like unto a man that is an householder, which went out early in the morning to hire laborers into his vineyard. And when he had agreed with the laborers for a penny a day, he sent them into his vineyard.
Now, what is that penny a day? The kingdom, right? It's not an actual penny. Imagine all of this, man, right? All of this labor, all of this hard work, and you get a penny, right? You can't even do nothing with a penny. People don't use that, man. The penny is symbolic for the kingdom, right? The penny. Everybody's getting a penny, no matter if you the top man of the 144,000 or you barely got in. That's the last member of the 1/3. The Lord was kind of closing the door. You kind of stuck your foot in there, right? And kind of said, hold on, wait on me. And then, okay, the Lord kind of brought you in this thing. We're all going to get a penny. You're not going to have brothers with their own kingdom, because the brother know 45 different breakdowns. So the Lord said, okay, I'm going to give you your own kingdom, right? You're not going to dwell here. I'm going to put you on this planet. And this is going to be planet so-and-so, right? And then you get to make your own people. You can be your own Most High, right? And then you get to write your own Genesis. No, man. Then you got the brother, he know instead of 45 breakdowns, he knows 70 breakdowns. So now the Lord say, hey, he kind of make a throne in the heavens and say, look, you don't got to dwell on the earth with man. You dwell next to me in the heavens. Now I want you to call the shots. Then you got the brother, he only know 10 precepts, but he got to, he kind of got to dwell on the earth, right? He get one Hamite slave. That's always they're always button heads, right? No, every man is going to get one penny and a kingdom. That's the point.
Right. Verse number 3. He went out about the 3rd hour and saw others standing idle in the marketplace.
Yeah, the marketplace is symbolic for the world. Let me get that in Matthew chapter 11. I'm trying to get Yaradon in this thing. right? Shalom.
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 Right? This the marketplace. This is Matthew chapter 11, and I'm gonna start at verse 16. Matthew 11 and 16. But whereunto shall I liken this generation? It is like unto children sitting in the markets and calling unto their fellows. We're the children, right? And we're in the markets. That's why we 9 times out of 10 what brothers are teaching, it's a marketplace, man. We're not teaching in the alley, right? Where nobody can see you, with dogs barking in the background, right? We're out in front of stores, banks, shopping centers, the cheap concourse, man. Right? And we're calling unto our fellows in the marketplace, right? And calling to their fellows and saying, we have piped unto you, and ye have not danced. So when we go out there, we're piping to the people. Meaning we're playing spiritual music, right? Telling them, look, dance to what we're telling you, man. Get down with the rhythm, right? Nod your head to Deuteronomy 28:68. Tap your foot, man. Like that song come on, you kind of start tapping your foot. You're like, damn, you know, why am I tapping my foot? Because you kind of just vibe with it, man. You don't even know the whole song, but you just kind of getting into this thing. So that's how it is when we out there teaching. We go out in the marketplace. Our people are idle. They have yet to be hired by the Lord. So we kind of got to go out there and bring them to the vineyard, man. You know? I got another precept real quick. Let's go to the book of Judges, chapter 18. I believe this is what I want. Right? This is the book of Judges, chapter 18 and 7. It reads, Then the 5 men departed and came to Laish, and saw the people that were therein, how they dwelt careless, after the manner of the Zidonians, quiet and secure. Like our people. Our people dwell careless, right? Quiet, secure. They're not worried about nothing. They out in the marketplace. They buying. They idle. Man, there's people out there that just stand around all day. We got Jake at the harbor. All they do is ride willies. I mean, literally. All they do is pop willies on dirt bikes and actual bikes. Sometimes they don't have no front wheel. They don't have no pedals. They're kicking their feet on there. And man, we was on Penn and North the other day. All we saw was the damn slingshots and the damn the dirt bikes, man. That's all Jake do in Baltimore. Pop damn dirt bikes, man. Right? They're standing in the marketplace idle, smoking the damn blunt. Right? It says, let me read it again. Then the 5 men departed and came to Laish, and saw the people that were therein, how they dwelt carelessly, after the manner of the Zidonians, quiet and secure. And there was no magistrate in the land, meaning they don't have a king in the land, that they might put them to shame in anything. And that's how it is, man. Out in the marketplace, there's nobody putting our people to shame, right? How come you're not in the vineyard? How come you're not doing the work, right? Why are you a homosexual, right? Why are you into damn lesbianism, right? Why are you into politics? Just like in the ancient times, people dwelt carelessly, quiet and secure in the marketplace, and there's nobody out there to put them to shame. Hey, people advocate these things, man, right? They promote these things, right? I believe you got so-called Gay Pride Month coming up. If I'm not mistaken, that might be, I don't know, July. It's sometime in the summertime, right? It reads, and there was no magistrate in the land that might put them to shame in anything, and they were far from the Zidonians and had no business with any man. So our people have no business, man. They don't have a job. They're not hired to work for this business. What's the top business? Your father's business, right? Think how should I say that? I'm about my father's business. And you got these men, they're not employed. So they working in the vineyard. You got it.
Calm. It's the book of Ecclesiastes, right? Chapter 11 and verse number 3. If the clouds be full of rain, they empty themselves upon the earth. And if the tree fall toward the south or toward the north, and the place where the tree falleth, there it shall be. Right? So things happening every day. You got trees falling in the forest, right? You got LeBron James dunking, right? You got people popping willies, riding bikes. You got the damn basketball players at the basketball games. It's a lot going on in this world, right? It says what? He that observeth the wind shall not sow. So if you're looking up at the wind all day, you're looking at the breezes, right? We're checking out all the stats in the games and the scores, right? You damn trying to check out and binge watch and trying to catch up and damn power, right? You sitting there trying to binge watch, going through the TV guide. You're not going to sow in this thing, man. You reap what you sow, man. Whatever you put in is what you're going to get back. If you sitting there looking at the damn clouds all day, oh, that looked like Abraham Lincoln. And that one looked like, no, brother, you're not going to make it, man. It says what? He that observeth the wind shall not sow, and he that regardeth the cloud shall not reap. I mean, you're not going to reap anything in this world if you're not putting anything in it, man. You're getting distracted. You standing idle all day. You got a lot of men, they got their arms folded. They relax. They kick back, right? All they want to do is watch TV. They want to chill with their damn wife all day, right? They want to go outside. They want to go on walks. They want to jog. It ain't time for that, man. It's time to be in these prophecies, right? It's time to observe, right, the times on the earth so we can literally visualize what's going to come, man. It's a, and he that regardeth the cloud shall not reap. So you're not going to get anything back, you understand, if you putting nothing in.
Con. This add to that. This Genesis chapter 26 and verse 12. Then Isaac sowed in the land. Then Isaac sowed in that land and received in the same year 100-fold, and the Lord blessed him. Can brothers hear me?
Come.
Hey, Isaac wasn't sitting around on his ass, man. Right? Isaac was out there in the vineyard on a physical level. It says Isaac sowed in the land. He didn't have his hands in his pockets. He didn't have his thumb up his rump. He wasn't just sitting around watching around what's going on. Right? He sowed in that land, Salakia, and received in the same year 100-fold. So the Lord blessed him, man. The Lord gave him 100-fold. Meaning what? Let's say he planted one apple seed, right? And then he got one, got the apple tree. He burned it times 100, man. How do you reap 100-fold? That's what hard labor gets, man. You gotta labor. And laboring in the vineyard ain't easy. A lot of brothers, you see brothers out there teaching on the highways and byways. I can do that. All they do is read the Bible. They going home, they try to read it out loud. Right? I know where the books are at. Right? Hey, man. It's tough work out there, man. You got to deal with demons. You got to deal with scoffers, scorners. Our people are slow. Our people are very slow, right? On a low level. You got to deal with the elements. It's raining out there. There's times you teaching in the freezing rain, -3 degrees. Times when it's 88 degrees. Times when, it's damn snowing. It's slick roads and your back hurt and you work damn 60 hours. You still got to be out there. Hey, man, and your woman might leave. You still got to be out there. And your kid might be sick still out there. Your knees hurt. Your feet swell up. Your lower back hurt. You constantly lifting your damn knees up because you out there for 7 hours. Your voice gone. Your stomach hurt. You got a headache. Guess what? You still out there in the vineyard. So it ain't easy. That's what the Lord said. Hate not labor's work, neither husbandry, which the Most High hath ordained. So when we out there kind of like these farmers with the damn elbows skinned or peeled off because they kind of knocking stuff down, getting kicked by horses out there. Hey, farmers, they got it rough, man. Just because you got the eggs, you go to the store, you buy the eggs and the milk, you put in the shopping cart. Hey, it's hard work to get that stuff out of there, man. Men out there feeding the chicks, them chickens biting them, flying away. You got to damn catch it, man. Right? You drinking your glass of milk. Oh, this is good. Hey, that farmer, he got to labor for that, man. You got a yard done.
It's Ecclesiastes chapter 4, verse 4. Again, I considered all travail and every right work, that for this a man is envied of his neighbor. This also vanity, vexation of spirit. So we also got brothers envious of us as well, right? And it's like that even when you go to work. Some brothers don't like the way you move. They're kind of jealous, and we all trying to do it together. But yet brothers have an envious spirit on them. This is verse 5. The fool foldeth his hands together and eateth his own flesh. Better is an handful with quietness than both the hands full with travail and vexation of spirit. You know, so you got a lot of envious brothers that don't want to help out because of that envy, and that envy can turn into slothfulness, right? And that slothfulness into death.
That's right. Right, it's the book of John, right? Chapter 9 and verse 4. Right. So you can't be standing idle, man. That's the key word in this thing, man. Get up and do the work, man. Right? Hey man, you should be going to sleep in the middle of the night, waking up, right? In the middle of the night praying. You should be on the lives, right? You should wake up immediately in the morning and pray to the Lord. Right? You should be consistently trying to fast. The Lord said, what? I must work the works of him that sent me. It didn't say, it's optional or I'll show up, I'll clock in when I feel like it. I got a day off, I got sick leave, I'm on vacation, right? I'm on VTO. It says, I must work the works of him that sent me while it is day. Right now it's daytime. Right now, somebody, if they have money, they can go get a plane, they could go all the way out, they can go to St. Martin, they can go to Jamaica, they could go to the Bahamas, they could go on vacation. Right now it's the daytime, right? You can still go out there and prophesy. You can still go give to the sick. You could give to the shut-in. You could go be a father to the fatherless. You can do the works because you can still see, right? Judgment has not on a deeper level hit the earth at a massive level yet. Said, I must work the works of him that sent me while it is day. The night cometh when no man can work. That night is Jacob's trouble. That night is World War III. That night is all hell breaking loose, man. In that day, you're not going to have the time to work the works of the Lord like you can now. When that famine of the word hit, and then so-called white men, he got the damn tanks and the damn choppers, and he's sitting out there, everybody got to be in the house. You can't do that now. Why? It's illegal. He'll get shot down on sight. Or you in a FEMA camp, you locked up, right? He done snatched the backpack from you. He done snatched all your swords from you. You can't read the word no more. So you got to work the works of the Lord while it's daytime, man. Because when that night cometh, everybody is going to catch you like a thief in the night, man. When no man can work. He didn't just say some men. He didn't say five. He said nobody going to be working in that day. And what happens when you work? Your work can speak for itself. If you build in a house, your damn boss said, I give you 5 hours. You took that 5 hours and you built up that house. You painted, you trimmed everything. Hey, man, it's going to be shown when that nighttime come on. It's time for the reward. But if you got 5 hours and you taking your time, you putting up one log, you taking a break, you on the phone. Hey, man, when it's time for pay, you're not going to get paid. And everything you built is going to crumble down. You got it.
God, this Psalm chapter 104 and verse 20, right? It reads, Thou makest darkness, and it is night, wherein all the beasts of the forest do creep forth. And when the Lord make nighttime, all the beasts of the forest, they coming out, man. Right? They got that sin, the freaks come out at night. Right? You got to labor now because sometimes, hey, when that sun goes down, you're going to deal with wild beasts. You can't defend yourself. You can't see what the hell is going on, right? Walk in the forest in the middle of the night. You're going to get attacked by damn foxes. Damn, what else out there in the wild night? Snakes, owls, damn, plucking you, man. Right? All types of creatures come out at night. You got to labor, man. And that's why this parable is important because it goes through the different hours of the day, right? Goes from the 11th hour and then the end of the day, right? Thou makest darkness, and it is night, wherein all the beasts of the forest do creep forth. The young lions roar after their prey, and seek their meat from God. That's literal. But we're also young lions, right? We roar after our prey, man, right? We want to take down the nations. We seeking meat from the Most High, meaning breakdowns and understanding, man, right? But that's literal as well. I want to go to verse 23. Man goeth forth unto his work, and to his labor until the evening. O Lord, how manifold are thy works, and wisdom hast thou made them all. The earth is full of thy riches. So it says, man goeth forth into his work and to his labor until the evening. You understand? And that's in the ancient world. Everybody knows that, right? You're working out there till the sun goes down because the day is over, right? Hey, the evening and the morning are the first day, man. Well, you had your day in darkness. The Lord brought you up to this truth. It's light time. But guess what? When the sun goes down again, it's over, man. You know? So you got to understand this thing, man. You got a yard down. You had something?
Yeah, like, but I've a lot of precept.
All right. Now we can go back to Matthew 20.
Can brothers hear me?
Come.
Okay. All right, you got it. You got it.
All right, let's go back to Matthew chapter 20. All right, we left off in verse. So you got to work in the vineyard. You can't stand around idle, right? And we're like spiritual recruiters, right? You may have an HR department at work or a recruiting team at work, and their job is to bring people in, right? If you want to get a so-called job, you may have a guy who's a recruiter. You may have to talk to this guy first. You may have to talk to, maybe a supervisor or the guy the hiring manager. So the recruiter, his job is to go out there and bring people to the company, man. He already has a job. He's employed. But his job is to employ other people too. That's how we are in the vineyard, right? We're in the vineyard. Not only do we have to labor, but our job is also to employ other people, man. Right? Hey, brother, come hear the word. Hey, brother, come get your nationality. That's us recruiting brothers to work in the vineyard too. Right? Let me go to Song of Solomon real quick. Right? Quick precept. This is the book of Song of Solomon, chapter 8. And I'm going to read verse 11. Right? Song of Solomon, chapter 8 and 11. Solomon had a vineyard at Baal Hamon. He let out the vineyard unto keepers. Every one for the fruit thereof was to bring 1,000 pieces of silver. My vineyard, which is mine, is before me. Thou, O Solomon, must have 1,000, and those that keep the fruit thereof 200. So what does that mean? It says Solomon had a vineyard at Baal Hamon. This is really talking about Yahweh Shai. It says Solomon, but it's parabolic talk for the Lord himself, right? He let out the vineyard unto keepers, meaning the Lord has charged certain men to look over the nation of Israel, plant seeds, water seeds, and make sure the fruit is righteous, right? Because you never know when the Lord can come and check on you, man, and eat of that fig tree. I can tell you in Matthew chapter 21 and Luke 13. He let out the vineyard unto keepers. Everyone for the fruit thereof was to bring 1,000 pieces of silver. So everyone for the fruit thereof, you got to bring 1,000 pieces of silver. Like if you got like a barbershop or a salon, you may have rent out chairs, right? You get your money out of your chair, but you got to kind of pay the guy that owns the shop, right? They do that in all types of salons and shops, right? They say, look, we're hiring. Look, you can get this chair, but you got to pay the barber, the head guy, what, $200 a month. But, you can kind of pocket some of that money too. But make sure at the end of the month, you paying this guy. So our job, the Lord leases out the vineyard to us, and certain portions of the vineyard, we labor, and we get a reward out of that. But all the real reward goes to Yahweh B'Shem Shai. That's what this 1,000 represents. It represents the totality and honor to Yahweh Shai, right? Verse 12, my vineyard, which is mine, is before me. Thou, O Solomon, must have 1,000, and those that keep the fruit thereof 200. So the Lord get all the honor and glory. He get 1,000. Every knee shall bow, King of King, Lord of Lord. We get 200, right? Meaning what? We get our kingdom, right? We get our little servants and handmaids, but we don't get 1,000. So we're working in this vineyard, and it's a reward for it, man. You're not just doing this for no reason, right? You want to get your 200, or you want to get your penny a day. And again, if you know how these barbershops work, if your chair not making no money, you think you're gonna sit there and let you kind of just hang out? No, man, you're gonna be out of there. Then they're gonna bring in the next barber who bringing in that money, man. Then his chair, he kind of got the hot seat, man. So that's how you got to be in this truth. Every one of us has a portion to work in the vineyard, man. Certain brothers, they land look a lot better, man. Other brothers, you look at their vineyard, it's all damn grown over with thorns and nettles, man. You got it, King.
Come, right? This is the book of Hebrews, chapter 6 and verse 10. For God is not unrighteous to forget your work and labor. So the Lord not going to forget every single time you was out there, man. Your back was aching, right? Your damn knees swollen, damn ankle twisted, man. You sitting out there and you still prophesying, man. You just had a damn toothache and you still out there teaching, right? It's hot outside. You about to damn near faint. Ain't no water in sight, but you still teaching, man. The Lord is not going to forget all your work and your labor. Instead of love, which ye have shewed toward his name, and that ye have ministered to the saints and do minister. And we desire that every one of you do the same diligence, right? Shew the same diligence to the full assurance of the hope unto the end, that ye be not slothful. So you can't be slothful in this thing, man, but followers of them who through faith and patience inherit the promises, man. So this is what we got to be doing, man. Look at the accounts of our forefathers, man. Stop trying to read all of the times that we was killing in war, we sliced, we damn dice, we was cutting off heads. Well, what about all of the accounts of our forefathers, how they labored, how they overcame trials and tribulations, how the Lord was dealing with them, how they were patient in their lower state, and how their latter end was better than their beginning. We have to visualize all these different accounts of our forefathers, man, and even watch how they fail and mark those paths not to go down those roads. And we have to put the work in. For all the men that put the work in, like Noah, man. Noah didn't build the ark in 8 hours. He just do. No, it was a long, rigorous process, man. And while he was out there, he was prophesied. While he was prophesied, people were scoffing. So it's going to be work building up the temple, man. It's going to be work getting the nation in order. It's going to be work on a physical level and on a spiritual level. You're getting attacked with demons. But through all of this, you got to continue to build, and the end result is the Lord will save you. You got it.
Go ahead, Yardo.
So on this, to land me back, this First Maccabees chapter 4, verse 42, and this is Judas. I'll start over verse 41. Then Judas appointed certain men to fight against those that were in the fortress until he had cleansed the sanctuary. So he chose priests of blameless conversation, such as had pleasure in the law, who cleansed the sanctuary and bear out the defiled stones into an unclean place. And when as they consulted what to do with the altar of burnt offerings which was profaned, they thought it best to pull it down, lest there should be a reproach to them, because the heathen had defiled it. Wherefore they pulled it down and laid up the stones in the mountain of the temple of in the covenant. I'm gonna jump down to verse 47. Then they took whole stones according to the law and built a new altar according to the former. Right? So even a priest was doing work back then. And we the modern day priests through the spirit and power of Yahweh Shemel Rashad. And our job is to build up this altar. It's like this new temple. All right. I just brought that out to say everybody was doing work back then. You know, even the people that didn't go to war, they still had to do work. You know,
Right.
not everybody went to war. You have certain people that had to farm still. You still have wives that had to, do what they had to do. So everybody works together in this thing, like an ecosystem. You look at an ecosystem, everything works together, and they tell us that in school. Everything's connected. That old saying.
Con. I'm gonna bring this out. This Matthew chapter 21 and verse 40. When the Lord therefore of the vineyard cometh, what will he do unto those husbandmen? Now these husbandmen are the wicked husbandmen. Not everybody in the vineyard is on fire. They're saying, well, what is the Lord going to do to the wicked husbandmen? To the men that's not laboring. To the men you got brothers that's plucking up seeds right after you plant them, man.
Yeah.
You plant the seed, then the brother come pluck it up. No, that's not what it's talking about. I'm going to give you the real breakdown. Right? See, Revelation chapter 12 is really speaking about the Bohemian Grove. That's not what it's talking about, man. So you got brothers that's planting seeds and brothers coming up, they overwatering it, right? Hey, everything don't grow up, man. Brother keep trying to overwater the plant, right? Keep trying to give it too much light. Sometimes you gotta let things kind of take time. You got wicked husbandmen in this thing, man. They cutting down trees, pushing false doctrine, all types of stuff. What? It's like when the Lord therefore the vineyard cometh, what will he do unto those husbandmen? They say unto him, he will miserably destroy those wicked men, and will let out his vineyard unto other husbandmen, which shall render him their fruits and their seasons. See that? So the Lord not just going to, how does the Lord fire people in the vineyard? He miserably destroys you. Is the Lord going to pull you up to HR and say, look, you know, we got you on camera stealing merch? Then they kind of show you on camera, you know, kind of pocketing some damn merchandise. And the Lord say, well, look, you know, we're going to have to fire you. No, the Lord is going to miserably destroy you. That's how you're going to get fired. He's going to blow your candlestick out there and kill you, man. This job is serious. This is life or death, man. This is a high risk job. It's not a job like the job you got now. You get fired. Okay, I got my unemployment. You know, I'm gonna thug it out. I did my unforgivable loan. You know, I got money in the bank. I got my stimulus check. I'm gonna just kind of thug it out. Then I'm gonna give me another job. Hey, this is it. Once you win this thing and you get fired, it's over, man. Right? It says, he will let, and it says, and he will let out his vineyard unto other husbandmen. So the Lord gonna replace you, man. He gonna replace you because the work still got to get done. They still got to get these numbers, man. You got jobs, man. They still got to crunch numbers all day, and they'll hire somebody as quick as they fire you. And there's people that's already on the job. You got people that apply to jobs. They'll say, look, we're not hiring right now, but when we are hiring, you're on the list, right? They actually have a list of people to call. Soon as somebody get fired, they call in this person, and they say, look, you know, we got an opening for you. And this guy, he ready for work, man. He been waiting, man. That's how it is, and it's true. They act the Most High God. You got brothers just waiting to come in this thing. They looking up conspiracy theories. They watching the damn stuff, and they looking for the truth. As soon as you fire, hey, this man, he's in there. And these men are going to what? Render to the Lord the fruit that he needs. Because the Lord comes down in the vineyard. We can bring those out too. You got it,
This Sirach chapter 34, verse 18. Right here. Verse 23, Sirach 34 and 23. When one buildeth and another pulleth down, what profit have they than but labor? And his brother's like that in the truth. You trying to build up, and as soon as we get done building, you know, you kind of, you finished, they pull it down. Right? We planting seeds, but they cutting them down and plucking up. Right? The opposite for the adversary, you know, for the sake of the example, the adversary of a husbandman is a lumberjack, right? Somebody that cut down trees. We're trying to plant them and they cutting them down, right? We don't want to see trees cut down.
Right, it's the book of Nehemiah, right, chapter 4 and verse 6. It says, so build we the wall, and all the wall was joined together unto the half thereof. For the people had a mind to work. Hey, man, you got people, they got a mind to work, man. They don't care about the things of this world. They're not getting them sifted out, and it's not catching their attention. They don't care, man. You got certain people, they got a mind to work. Every day their mind is on the Lord. How can I build up the camp? How can I build up this brother and this sister? How can I make a breakdown? How can I continue to put this work in, man? You have to have a mind to work in this thing. A lot of people that have a mind to be lazy. They got a mind to just do the lust of their flesh, right? They got a mind to get drunk. They got a mind to just kick back and sleep all day. Where's your mind at, man? Our forefathers said they had a mind to work, man. And that's a deep thing. It says, so we built the wall. This wall wasn't 5 feet tall. This wall wasn't 2 feet tall, man. This was a big wall. And everybody had to do their work, right? You understand? It says, and all the wall was joined together into the half thereof, for the people had a mind to work. So everybody got a brick to put in. Everybody literally got a mortar. Everybody got cement. We all have to continue to build in these last days, man. Right? And don't be easily swayed. You understand? Let me get this in Ephesians. It's the book of Ephesians, chapter 2 and verse 20. And are built upon the foundation of the apostles and prophets, and Yahushua himself being the chief cornerstone. So everything is built off of Yahushua. It was Yahushua, then it was our forefathers, the prophets, then it was the elders before us. Now it's us, man. We almost to the end of this thing, man. We literally almost to the end of this thing. Everything is fastly taking its time and it's played out. The prophets have prophesied it of old, man. Yahweh Shai ain't nothing going to shake us, man. You got the elders, they literally brought back out the truth, started the foundations, got the camps together, spurred off. Now we in the four corners, you understand? And now it's just us. We them last couple of bricks, if you have ears to hear, we're them last couple of pieces before the temple is finished being built, man. So how are you building the temple? What are you doing? Is somebody put down the temple and then you kind of take it and you throw it down the street? Somebody build up another brick, you kind of take it and you say, I don't like this one. Let's replace it. Let's replace it with some wood. Then you putting wood right there. How are you building on this thing, man? It says what? In whom all the building fitly framed together, growing into a holy temple in the Lord, in whom ye also are builded together for an habitation of God through the Spirit. Right? So we all building up the holy temple in this thing. So you got to watch how you build it. Right? Let me get another precept through the Spirit. Right? Hey, man, Nehemiah is a powerful book through the Spirit, man. You got to read it double to that which is. Let me read Nehemiah chapter 4. Right? This whole thing kind of crazy. I'm gonna jump to 17. 4 and 17. They which builded the wall and they which bear burdens. You gotta bear a burden in this truth, man. Right? And don't be that brother that's just sitting there and letting the next man work. You got people at the job, right? This is the damn what do they call it? Team member. Right? You're a team member. Right? I want you guys to go in the back. You're gonna cut up all the boxes, you're gonna fold them up, and you're gonna stick them in a truck. Right? And then you sitting there kind of taking your ease. The next man, he kind of sweating. He taping it up. He bounding all the boxes. He putting in his damn shirt all ripped. He's sweating. And then you just kind of sitting there. And as soon as the door kind of jiggle, right, then you acting like you working. Don't be that person in this truth, man. That's going off, man. You got to work, not when just people looking at you, not when the camera on, right, not when damn somebody looking at you while you teach. Now you got to be building while nobody's around. You got to be building, right? Hey, you're examining yourself because you're a brick in this thing also. It says what? They which builded the wall, they that bear burdens with those that laid, every one with one of his hands wrought in the work, and with the other hand held a weapon, right? So, man, in this thing, you got to be fighting off spirits and you got to be building up the temple. You got to be a warrior in this thing, man. Brothers got it.
And when you read that account, those men had a weapon of war in their hand and a building instrument in their hand. Mm-hmm. Right? When you read that account in Nehemiah. Right? And no, we're not ordering all black Hebrew Israelites to leave the country in 60 days. Right? So let's go back to Matthew chapter 20. Gotta clear it up. Just gotta clear it up. Right? So part of this thing. Matthew chapter 20 at 3. Madness. Come on, man. Matthew chapter 20 and 3.
Right. Yeah, you got it, Ken.
This is Matthew chapter 20, verse.
So like they said, no, the country Israel is. Okay, come. All right, let's go on.
This is Matthew chapter 20, verse 3. And he went out about the third hour and saw others standing idle at the marketplace, and said unto them, Go ye also into the vineyard, and whatsoever is right I will give you. And they went, so like, and they went their way.
And that's what brothers do, man. They go your way. You go straight to the vineyard, right? You come into this truth, you find out your nationality, and you work in the vineyard. Go on.
Again, he went out about the 6th and 9th hour, and did likewise.
And again, these hours represent the stages of coming into the truth. 60s, 70s, 80s, 90s, right? The 9th hour, right? The 9th hour is like the damn, late 90s, man. Go on.
And about the 11th hour he went out.
And about the what?
And about the 11th hour he went out, and found others standing idle.
We came into this thing, Slocky. We came into this thing at the 11th hour, man. Right? We just came into this thing, man. Right? The 11th hour. You got brothers that's been in the vineyard, laboring, they sweating. Then you see, you know how you at work, you been at that job for a long time, you kind of see the new guy coming in. Right? You kind of look at the new guy. right? Kind of coming in. He got it sucking his damn thumb. He got his damn glasses on, trying to figure out where everything at. You know, he kind of trying to figure out where's the break room at. He kind of see him, right? And people kind of look at that guy. And people kind of mock him. They say, man, I've been here 25 years. I've been here 30 years. Like, you the new guy, right? You got brother. We the new guys at work, man. We're those guys at work, right? You have people that's been in this truth for 30, 35, 37 years, man. 25 years, 30 years, right? And we just got it. Imagine going to a corporation. You've been there for what, 4 years? You got people that's been there 35 years. You in there telling them, nah, this how I go. Put this right here. Man, you know how long I've been here, man? You know? That's why you got certain scriptures like rebuke not an elder. You know? Or treat them as a father or stuff like that, man. You know? So, not saying that, you know, people aren't exempt from going off, but, you know, you have these things set up throughout the scriptures, right? So, we came into this thing the 11th hour. You have brothers in this thing in a damn third hour. Right? So read that again, 20 and 6.
And about the 11th hour he went out and found others standing idle, and saith unto them, Why stand ye here all the day idle?
Right?
They
And
say unto
it's like the 11th hour is like 5 p.m. in modern day terms. It's around 5 p.m. Because remember, what time did Yahushua give up the ghost? The 9th hour. Right? And that was 3 p.m. So the 11th hour was around 5 p.m. Right? So the sun is about to go down soon. Right? So we can go on.
verse 7. They say unto him, Because no man hath hired us. He hath said, it's like he said unto them, Go ye also into the vineyard, and whatsoever is right, that shall ye receive.
Right?
So when even was come, the Lord of the vineyard saith unto his servants, stewards, Call the laborers, and give them their hire, beginning from the last unto the first.
And that's the law, right? You have to get paid when the sun goes down. Let's get that real quick. You have to get paid when the sun goes down. So this parable shows that Yahushua is actually keeping the law, right?
When the sun go down, we're gonna get paid. You know,
Right.
Lord willing.
That's right. That's right. So how is the law done away with? When the Lord, like Yahushua just said, we're going to be keeping that law, right? This is the book of Deuteronomy, chapter 24 and verse 14 or 15. Deuteronomy 24 and 15. At his day thou shalt give him his hire, neither shall the sun go down upon it, for he is poor and setteth his heart upon it. And we set our heart upon this penny, man. We thinking about it, man. That's all we want. Right? Like his brother at work, he said, you think when we working at these so-called jobs, we're not thinking about our damn paycheck? That's all you think about. Right? You think about when you're gonna get paid, what you're gonna do with your paycheck, how much they taking out, taxes. Right? You got it, bros. Hold on 1 second.
God, yeah, that's facts. Hey, when we working in this thing, we getting worried about. It's like we worried about, Well, first off, we worried and hoping that we make it out, right? And we see the chariots, right? But we also, our mind is also in the kingdom. Wondering all the things that's going to be there, right? The temples, the buildings, the vineyards we'll see, the rivers, the hidden manna, the mysteries. That's what your mind has to be fixated on, right? And when you're thinking about that, that'll provoke you to do the work even harder, right? When you're at work, you working for what? For the money, right? Especially Jake in the world, I'm trying to grind to get the bread, right? That bread is that gold, right? When you're in the world, and carnally speaking, right? That bread is the gold. So that'll make you want to work harder and faster, right? And even in construction, right? That's a certain occupation where you have to be moving. You got to be on your feet because you know how valuable your job is, right? And you know that, it's a great reward with all that work and labor. How much more the truth? It's a great reward for all of our labor. This is First Corinthians chapter 15, verse 58. And it reads this: Therefore, my beloved brethren, be ye steadfast, unmovable, always abounding in the work of the Lord, for as much as ye know that your labor is not in vain in the Lord. And that's what we know, right? We have hope and we have faith, and we absolutely know for a certainty that our labor is not in vain. Because even let's say pre-adventure, Lord willing, it don't go this way, but let's say we don't make it, we still know our work wasn't in vain. Because Israel, they heard the word, right? It profited it in some way, shape, or form.
That's right. And I
Yeah.
actually want to go back to this Salaki real quick in Deuteronomy 24 and 14 to link back up when the Lord given us our hire at the end of the day. It says, at his day, I'm going to start at 14, Deuteronomy 24 and 14. It reads, thou shalt not oppress an hired servant that is poor and needy, whether he be of thy brethren or of thy strangers that are in thy land within thy gate. So if we didn't get a reward for our labor, that would be off. You know, verse 15. At his day thou shalt give him his hire. So again, according to the law, you're not supposed to get paid bi-monthly, right? You're not supposed to get paid every 2 weeks, man.
Annually.
And yeah, damn, annually, literally, according to the law, you're supposed to get paid every time your shift is over, right? When the sun goes down. You're supposed to leave work, you're supposed to have some money in your hands. So you gotta take care of stuff, man. You're thinking about your money. We the people that get, before you even get your job, we think about what you gotta spend.
Hmm.
Yeah, you put the damn numbers in. Okay, this job they paying damn 25 an hour. Okay, that means I could cover my bills with this. Okay, then I take this much. I gotta pay car insurance. This is all in your head while you hit the damn apply button, man. Because you set your heart upon it. It says, brother, he beats like you. And at his day thou shalt give him his hire. Neither shall the sun go down upon it. But he is poor and setteth his heart upon it, lest he cry against thee unto the Lord, and it be sin unto thee. So that's a sin, man. That's oppression, right? You're supposed to literally pay the servant at his day. Right? Imagine you move furniture, and then you get paid 2 weeks later. Well, what the hell? Right? You doing all that work, you're supposed to get paid that night, man. Right? So that's the Lord keeping the law in Matthew 20. You got it, King.
Real quick, in certain jobs, let's say if you work in 2 weeks and you stop working or you don't work the whole 2 weeks, they'll cut that your pay. They'll cut it. So now you're not getting the whole pay. That's why you gotta pay after the day. Because that's wicked, you know. Because now they're not even really upholding their real promise.
Con. Hey, real quick, Esau, he said you got to be in the hole for 3 to 4 weeks sometimes.
Yeah.
You get a
Well,
job, look, you in the hole. Look, I hate to tell you in the hole 3 weeks. What the hell? I'm in a hole for 3 weeks. You got bills, you got rent. You're not getting that job for fun. Where in the scriptures the Most High say, okay, you working, but you got to be in a hole for 3 weeks, right? And then, hey, you got to deal with it, right? Then I'm going to tax you out of this one, right? You can't put usury on your people. You got federal income tax, state tax, job tax, right? You got certain jobs where they tax you because you work in there. Yeah, we let you work here. We're going to take out 75 every paycheck just because we let you work here, right? So the Lord not dealing with this place. You got it.
in certain jobs, if you work a certain place, or they tax you from that county and the one that you reside in there. So now you're getting, double whammy. They're taking all that money. Right now you're not getting nothing. You getting nickels and dimes.
Hey, certain jobs you can't even get the damn job because you're overqualified, right? You're overqualified. No, we can't hire you. You know too much. You got too much stuff going on, right? We need some. So this place, it don't make no sense, man. It's off. It's backwards. That's what the
Yeah.
Lord
See,
said. They turned.
And another thing, they be renting out. They try to rent you out their supplies, or
Yeah.
or try whatever they can do to tax you, man, with their own
Right.
company. All right, we're gonna give you a uniform, but you gotta pay for the uniform.
Right.
Give you the damn truck, but you gotta pay for the truck monthly. Here's the gas card, but don't go over. If you go over, we tax it.
Yeah. Hey, man, I had a so-called job, man, when I had to put in cable a long time ago, and the damn tools you got to pay for all. We had to come out of pocket for $250 for the tools, and we was in a hole for 3 weeks,
Mm-hmm.
and it was $10 an hour, right? And it was that was hell, man. You know, I was taking like 3 buses, getting up at damn 4 in the morning. It was raining out there. I had to pick up the heavy ladder. Right? They said, look, we don't need you. Right?
Working for
So I had
free.
to kind of go home.
Yeah. Hey, it's certain jobs. I think they call them. You know, when you hold them 3 weeks, don't they call them? They say, "Oh, you came in at a bad time." I had somebody tell me that one day. You came in at a bad time. What do you mean I got hired? How is it a bad time? Give me my money. I came in at the wrong time. You gotta wait
Uh,
another week, and then you get into the system. So that first week sometimes don't really count. So now you're working for free. Now you're a slave, just a
hey,
servant.
hey, and Salak, another thing, man. Esau so crafty, man. You'll work. You'll be in the hole for 3 damn weeks, man. 3 weeks, right? And then you'll be on a so-called what they have a probational period, like you a child, like you gotta behave yourself. And after them 3 weeks, and you working for free, if they don't like you, they'll be like, okay, you out of here. You sitting there, you worked all them damn weeks, and then you're on a damn probational period, and then they don't like you, they let you go.
I know a certain brother. He worked 2 weeks. Just Esau got ulterior motives. Worked 2 weeks and then say get out of here because he was waiting for this other person to get healed. Wicked brother, brother, brother got families and lives. Dang.
Yeah, and I hate to say sometimes Jake get excited when they get a so-called job, man. You kind of get your hopes up, kind of got your head up. You know what I'm saying? You can take care of stuff, right? You kind of go to work, hey man, you kind of, and then you go to these so-called jobs, you got to kind of, show yourself. You got to kind of stand out in this thing, man. Like the brother said, some jobs you got 6 months probationary period, man. You can't go to the bathroom. You can't come in 1 minute late.
Mhm.
What else be on these probationary jobs? You got a damn
You gotta talk.
No
You gotta
you
call
take
can't
your
outs.
leave.
money.
Yeah, you can't call out. If you're sick, you got to deal with it. Your PTO, your paid hours, you don't get those. They watching you. Hey, I had this so-called job, man. This was years ago. I was a young man. We was making $8 an hour. This was at a place called McCormick. It was through, it was $8 an hour. I was a young man, and you had these Edomites. They would come with these clipboards, and they had like these blue suits on, and they come watch you, and they say, "Hurry up, come on!" And they kind of jot, writing you down, pull up your pants. Not that I was doing that, but they was telling people that pull up your pants, hurry up, and they was kind of looking at your work, all in your face, grilling you. Then they kind of write your name down, and they kind of do this. They was doing this. Put it down, and you can't say nothing, man. You gotta deal with it, you know.
That's hell, man. Man, I was working at a damn job a long time ago, man. I got fired on my first damn day, man.
Damn.
I didn't even do nothing, right? They said, you know what? This isn't working out. Say, what you mean? Say, yeah, yeah. You don't have a friendly face. You look upset. What's going on? Is everything all right? Say, yes, everything is all right. I come in here to work. You know what I'm saying? Well, we're going to have to let you go. Just like that, man.
Damn.
What that happened to me too. They was literally looking for things to kind of pile up on me. Or let's say if I'm taking out the trash, some fell. They'll write me up on that. Say, he dropping stuff. They kind of just looking for tiny things, pile it up. And then they told me one day, "You look sad. Why you look so upset?"
Mm-hmm.
I'm looking regular. I look regular. Jake sometimes got that austere face. They got that face that Esau don't like. They want you to project, like a coon. Be real like that all day, just smiling with your teeth. And so they say you gotta stop that. They told me you gotta stop that.
Come.
Told me I'm
Hey,
acting
but
ugly. Hmm.
it said you acting ugly. They told you that, right? So we can go back to Matthew chapter 20, right? And that's why this is lawful. You get hired. We're going to get a reward out of this, man. Right? Isn't that these so-called jobs? You can't even speak up for righteousness, man. You
Right.
gotta mind your tongue. You might have a trainee that's your boss, bending down in front of you, making the move, right? Oh, did you see that? Right? And you gotta kind of, if you're not politically correct at your so-called job, if you don't say, well, yeah, I did see that. If you don't speak up, guess what? You're fired, man. Right? They got people that come to your job, they do damn tarot cards. And somebody was telling me they had somebody at their job doing damn tarot cards, man. And they couldn't say too much, and they end up firing that person. Right? You might have a big old, you know, be madness out here, man. You know, you got to go to the Christmas party. You don't want to go because, you know, you got to spend time with your family. And if you don't go to the Christmas party, they're going to hold it against you. Right? You're not going to get that raise you want. You know, they call you boy. And there are certain jobs, man, they actually take you out back and they put you on a post. And they putting their hands on you, man. My brother was telling me that they out in California out there picking grapes for what was that, 35 cents? How much was that, Aaron? Like 40 cents an hour, right? And they was out there picking damn grapes for 35 cents an hour. And yeah, and wine, man. And they said, look, who got to start a rebellion. And they said, no. We'll just work. So the Lord not dealing with that. You getting paid under the table. You know? You got it up.
Hey, one more too. When I was working at that other construction, it was an old one. I wasn't there, but you know, he was the Edomite. You know, he said, "Put on his wall." He said something like that, right? And no, it's like he said, "Don't take down his wall," and he told the foreman that, right? And then the foreman told the other workers that, and then the workers ended up taking down the wall. And when the superintendent, that's the dude that told the foreman, "Don't take down the wall," the superintendent came in. He said, "You niggers!" He just screamed at all them jakes. It was like brothers that was like 40 and 50. You know, some brothers was 60, some was 30 and 20. Kind of just screamed, "You niggers!" And they all came to work the next day. I wasn't there, but you know, that's you know, you got like 10 witnesses. That's what they told me. What happened? You know, and they said, and I said, "You didn't say nothing?" He said, "I gotta deal with it." It was the older Jake. It was kind of sad. He said, "I gotta deal with it.
Well,
I'm just
and
here for work. I'm just here to work." That's when you heard me. He called all them niggas. He called all them big niggers.
yeah.
And
That's
it's not
part
like
of
you
the
can say
curses.
nothing against the superintendent because he run the whole operation. You don't really got a boss. So, like, what you say?
No, I didn't mean to cut you off. I was just saying that's part of the curses. I was gonna get this precept real quick before we go back to the parable at Deuteronomy chapter 28 and verse. I'll read 39. Thou shalt plant vineyards and dress them, but shall neither drink up the wine or gather the grapes, for the worm shall eat them. Thou shalt have olive trees throughout all thy coasts, but thou shalt not anoint thyself with the oil, for the olive shall cast its fruit. Meaning you'll be out there laboring and it'll amount to nothing. Right? The Lord said a nation, I'm gonna find that curse too. Where the Lord said a nation whom thou knowest shall eat up all of your labor, man. Right? That's part of the curses. All of your labors, another nation eat it up. Or you think you cool because you made $50,000. And these people, they making, you know, you got these athletes, man. They getting these multi-million-dollar contracts. Imagine what the owners got going on, man.
You know what? You know.
Oh, hold on.
What a precept. Hey, these curses are horrific, man. It's terrible. It's a this is a vile place that we living in. Let me get Job chapter 10. It's Job chapter 10, verse 21. Before I go, whence I shall not return, even to the land of darkness and the shadow of death, a land of darkness as darkness itself, and of the shadow of death without any order, and where the light is as darkness. Right? And that's how it is at work sometimes. It's just darkness, it's wickedness. Because a lot of stuff going that shouldn't be going on. You know, that's how we'll put it. It's a lot of wicked, crafty stuff that should not be going on. But you know,
Right.
Jake, sometimes you gotta deal with it. You know, they get jobs that they think that's legal, but it's illegal at the end of the day. Pyramid schemes and get jammed up, you know. So it's a curse within a curse.
Huh. That's right. So we can go back to Matthew chapter 20, man. See, the Lord had us talk about that, man. right? I had to go on a whole rant on oppression. That's what the Lord said in the classic Ecclesiastes 7:7. Surely oppression maketh the wise man mad, and a gift destroyeth the heart. So this stuff should make you upset, man. Oppression shouldn't make you happy. Well, I only make $15 an hour. Well, no, the Lord not dealing with that spirit, man. You should be upset about the situation, the condition that we in as a nation of people, man. We out of order. We hate each other. We kill each other. Even at your so-called job, you got people competing with you, usurping authority over you, trying to get you fired, right? You have people at your own job, they just got there and they trying to get you fired. Isn't y'all down late today? They're going to HR. They pulling you to HR. We have an anonymous, they might have a complaint box. We have an anonymous complaint on you, Yaradon, said that you're doing so-and-so. You're sexually harassing so-and-so. We're going to have to let you go. Then you leave and Jake kind of rubbing his hands, man. Right? This is wicked. You got it.
That actually happened. Not that what you said. That didn't happen. But Jake, or it was the Edomite, they came in and they started writing up, doing write-ups immediately, right? Just immediately. On her first day, she was writing people up. Tried to get me out of there. But now she's out of there. So the most I got her out of there. And that's her judgment of her lot. She was writing everybody up. And she just got there.
Con. Hey, I'm gonna get this precept. Remember how they did Daniel, right? Daniel was working for in the Babylonian captivity, and you had these men who conspired against Daniel because Daniel had favor, right? And they came up with a conspiracy, and they went to the king and they said, "Here's a decree, king. No man can get a petition from any god, or ask a petition rather, for any god except it be you, Nebuchadnezzar." That was Nebuchadnezzar II, right? Now, when Daniel knew that the writing was signed, he went into his house and he prayed toward Jerusalem, and they set that thing up. And then they went to the king and said, "Look, Daniel's praying to try to get Daniel killed," right? And that's how these nations are, just so-called job, man. Right? If you excel, these nations don't like that, man. They're going to get you out of there. Right? Let me get that in Daniel chapter 6. Right? And this all goes into labor, man. Right? Daniel chapter 6. And I'm going to get straight to the point. Verse 15. Well, I will start at Daniel chapter 6 and 12. Then they came near and spake before the king concerning the king's decree. Hast thou not signed the decree that every man that shall ask a petition of any god or a man within 30 days, save of thee, O king, shall be cast into the den of lions? The king answered and said, "The thing is true, according to the law of the Medes and Persians, which altereth not." So they went and snitched on Daniel, man, and got Daniel hemmed up, got him put to death, right? Or they wanted to get him put to death, rather. Right? So these things happen all the time. Right? They did that to Mordecai. Right? You're not going to bow down to Haman, right? At work. Hey, if the so-called white man come to your so-called job and say, "Bow down to me," guess what? We're not bowing down to him, man. Right? Kiss my ring. Oh, well, Romans chapter 13:1. No, we're not kissing his ring at work, man. You got a lot of brothers. We gotta obey. You gotta obey the powers that be. You gotta use wise. Be wise as a serpent. Go ahead. You kiss this man's ring if you want to. If y'all don't have that, we can go back to Matthew 20. I'll be damned. You kiss Esau's ring at work? Mordecai said, "I'm not doing that." Then you had Coon Jake, "You're not going to do it," because they was doing it. And you're not going to kiss his ring? What do you mean? I'm a Jew, man. What are you talking about? So we can go back to that in Matthew 20.
The book of Matthew, chapter 20, verse 7. They said unto him, "Because no man hath hired us." He said unto them, "Go ye also into the vineyard, and whatsoever is right, that shall ye receive." So when even was come, the Lord of the vineyard saith unto his steward, "Call the laborers, and give them their slightly higher, beginning from the last unto the first."
And let me say this isn't literally going to happen. The Lord is not going to line up everybody in the truth. You're not going to literally come out of a vineyard and he's going to give you a literal opinion. Right? Remember, don't take everything literal. This is all a parable. This is still part of the parable, right? Meaning what? The Lord is going to give every man his reward. It said from the last unto the first, meaning people who are just hired, they're going to get the reward, and people that have been in the truth longer than us, they're going to get their reward too. But you got to visualize the situation of what's happening, right? So let's go on.
Verse 9. And when they came that were hired about the 11th hour, they received every man a penny. All right, so uh, verse
No,
10.
go ahead, young man. You go ahead.
I was gonna say, it's like you were saying, every man got their reward, right? The Most High, Yahweh Shai, they're not unjust. They're gonna, they keep the law, you know. Verse 10. But when the first came, they said, it's like they supposed that they should have received more, and they likewise received every man a penny.
Yeah, you may have people in the truth longer and think they're going to get, like I said, a greater reward than men that have been in the truth for a less amount of time. Whether you've been in this thing 40 years or 4 years, you're going to be in the same kingdom. Now, you're still going to have people that have 10 cities, 5 cities. There's going to be order within the kingdom with the Lord, Yahweh Shah, the 12 apostles, first 144,000. But it's still going to be one kingdom within itself. So don't get it twisted. Well, I've been in this thing for 6 months. I'm only going to, be a doorkeeper. No, you're not going to be a doorkeeper, right? Well, I guess I'll learn my security because I'll be the bodyguard. Sit up there figuring out how to hold your arms and hold the staff because you only been in this thing for 3 months. You're running out of time, right? I'll never be like this. I'll never get the same reward as Ariah, right? No, we're all going to get the same kingdom, right? So let's go on.
And when they had received it, they murmured against the good man of the house.
You see that? They murmured, right? The Lord said, beware of murmuring, which is unprofitable, and refrain thy tongue from backbiting, man. You got a king. I got a precept after you.
And cursed the whisperer.
Right, that's right. That's
Because
right.
they wasn't saying it straight up to him. It's kind of the Lord hear everything. Nothing is hidden before him. And I'm gonna pull it after you once I find it.
God. And that's a cut. This parable is a cut to brothers who think that they're going to be greater and get their own planet. I've heard brothers say that. They're going to get their own planet. You heard that?
Yeah.
Yeah, they said they're going to get their own planet, right? Their own kingdom. They're going to be their own Most High. This parable cuts that to let you know what the reward is going to be and how the Most High is just to give everybody that same reward, right? But I want to get this precept in the book of Jude, right? This is Jude chapter 1, and I will start at verse. Let's see where I want to start off. All right, bear with me. Jude 1:16. These are murmurers, complainers, walking after their own lust, and their mouth speaketh great swelling words, having men's persons in admiration because of advantage. Right? So you don't want to be a murmurer. A murmurer is somebody that's still like a backbiter or whisperer, and they're doing it behind your back. Right? So they did that to the Lord. They actually murmured against Yahweh Shah. In the second wilderness, you're going to have murmurers too. You think everybody that make it out of here, they going to be exempt? No, you're going to have the second wilderness too, where people are going to get jammed up. The Lord said, let me get that. You got a precept real quick before I got that.
God, I got one. God, it's the book of Numbers, chapter 14, right? And verse number 1. Right, going into the first wilderness. It says, and all the congregation lifted up their voice and cried, and the people wept that night, and all the children of Israel murmured against Moses and Aaron. And the whole congregation said unto them, would God that we had died in the land of Egypt, or would God that we had died in this wilderness? So they damn complaining, they crying, they damn huffing and puffing. They doing the most, man, right? And you're gonna have people doing that, man, when you see somebody get beamed up that's damn what? 7 years old. They just came into the truth 4 months ago. Right? And the Lord had favor upon that vessel, man. And the Lord have compassion on whom he have compassion, man. The Lord don't owe you no explanation. You can't say, well, no, Lord, I've been in this thing for 25 years. He just came in yesterday. I'm not seeing how this thing adds up. What's going on? Please explain this to me. I need to understand your words. Right? And you can murmur, like Yaradam was saying, in your mind, man. Everything don't have to physically be said. You can have man double thinking it like that don't sound right. Well, how is this so? Or why is that? In the back of your head, man. Right? And that's still those murmuring thoughts the Lord is going to hear. It says, and wherefore have the Lord brought us into this land to fall by the sword, that our wives and our children should be a prey? Were it not better for us to return into Egypt? So you have some, let's go back into captivity, man. I'd rather be under captivity than be under this hot sun and dwelling in the damn wilderness. You got it.
Yeah.
This
Oh, go ahead.
direct Satan. Nah, you got it. I gotta find it again.
Yeah, man. A lot of people got destroyed in the wilderness for murmuring, man. I mean, a lot of people read. If you haven't read, the book of Numbers, it'll make you upset, right? Due to the amount of complaining, the unbelievable amount of complaining that was going on, right? I was gonna go to Hebrews chapter 3, but I'm not gonna go to it. We can go
This
back to Matthew chapter 20.
quick precept in Sirach 28 and 13. Curse the whisper and double tongue, for such have destroyed many that were at peace. That's all I want.
Right, yeah. And you don't want to be a backbiter or a murmurer. A backbiter, imagine somebody biting into your back, how painful that is. Least expected. So a backbiter is somebody, again, they act one way around you. Then when you leave, they speak all manner of evil behind your back. Don't be a backbiter, right? There's a problem with somebody. There's a reasonable, wise way to handle that situation. Like the Lord said, if you have an ought against your neighbor, bring that between him and you alone, man.
Come
So let's go back to that in Matthew chapter 20.
Book of Matthew, chapter 20, verse 11. And when they had received it, they murmured against the good man of the house, saying, these last have wrought but 1 hour, and thou hast made them equal unto us, which have borne the burden and the heat of the day.
See that? This brother you're gonna have men in the truth that's been in this thing for 1 month. They're gonna get the same kingdom as a brother been in this thing for 35, 38 years. Same reward. Right? Go on.
But he answered one of them and said, friend, I do thee no wrong. Didst not thou agree with me for a penny?
And the Lord called him his friend. Right? Let me get that precept in John chapter 15. Meaning he should know what's going on. Right? What makes you a friend of the Lord? Because you got a good smile. The Lord like your smile, your shiny whites, right? The way you get your high fives. No, let's go to John chapter 15. That's why he called him his friend, right? John chapter 15 and 13. Greater love hath no man than this, that a man lay down his life for his friends. Ye are my friends if ye do whatsoever I command you, right? Because this man, he kept the commandments. He was laboring. So the Lord said, this is my friend. And the Lord said it, I believe that's Psalms 25, the secret of the Lord is with them that fear him, right? So the Lord's friends are the ones that receive his secrets. Just like you don't give secrets out to anybody, right? You give your secrets and your mysteries out to your friends, man. So this man knew the will of the Lord. Abraham is called the friend of the Most High. The Lord said in Genesis 18 and 19 on down, shall I hide from Abraham that thing which I do? Right? And the Lord had a conversation with us all the time. Shall I hide from Yaradan and Uriah what I'm about to do on the earth? No, he show you the prophecies. He show you the breakdowns. He show you the mysteries. Let me get that in Genesis 18, man. Right? Genesis chapter 18 and verse 17. And the Lord said, shall I hide from Abraham that thing which I do? Right? Did the Lord hide from us the thing he's going to do? All of the mysteries with the seals, you understand, the judgments. No, the Most High gave that to us, man. It says, seeing that Abraham shall surely become a great and mighty nation, and all the nations of of the earth shall be blessing him. For I know him, that he will command his children and his household after him, and they shall keep the way of the Lord. So the Lord knows if you're going to do what's right or not, man. The Lord knew Abraham was going to be on fire. He knew Abraham was going to keep the way of the Lord and to do justice and judgment. So the Most I say, I'm going to get from the secrets and the mysteries, like the 12 apostles. That's why the Lord told the 12 apostles, Unto you it is given to know the mysteries of the kingdom of heaven. Because the Lord knew what they would do with that knowledge, and how they would conduct their households, and how they would move in the spirit. So the Lord said, I'm gonna give it to you anyway. That's why he called him his friend. So he should know better. Right? You got it.
Come. Right, this is the book of Revelation, chapter 10 and verse 7. But in the days of the voice of the seventh angel, when he shall begin to sound, the mysteries of God should be finished, as he had declared to his servants, the prophets. Right? So, hey, the servants, the prophets, they know the mysteries. They know what's going on with the seventh angel. They know the plagues. They know the vows, you understand? They know the trumpets. They know the seals. They know how to go into prophecy, to rightly divide the word of truth, man. Your pastor's not going into this, man. All he does is read Psalms 23, right? He go into Proverbs, and he talk about your grandmother like a dog, man, right? And sneak this everybody in the front row and in the back row and everybody in the middle of the church sleep. These are the things that happen in Christianity. They're not the servants, the prophets. You could tell who's a real prophet if they know how to go into the Bible and foretell what's going to happen upon the earth. And the Lord is only doing that to men that he loves. Let me get that in Ecclesiastes, man. Right? It's the book of Ecclesiastes, right? Chapter 2 and verse number 26. For God giveth to a man that is good in his eyes. It's like a good in his sight, wisdom and knowledge and joy. But to the sinner he giveth travail. So if the Lord finds you good in his sight, meaning you keeping the commandments, he has favor upon your vessel, he loves you, he gonna give you wisdom, knowledge, and understanding, man. You wonder why you're not growing in this truth, why you don't know how to break nothing down, why you're not growing, you still know the same amount of breakdowns you knew last Thursday, last year. Hey, well, brother, maybe you sinning, man. Maybe your hands are not clean. Maybe the Lord is slowly leaving you. For God giveth to a man that is good in his sight wisdom, right? Knowledge and joy, man. But to the sinner he giveth travail to gather, to heap up, that he may give to him that is good before God. This also is vanity and vexation of spirit. So the Lord is only going to give that wisdom and that knowledge to those men he seems fit. You understand?
That's right. And I'm gonna get this in Proverbs chapter 3 and 32. For the forward is abomination to the Lord, but his secret is with the righteous. That's plain. Right? It's not the man doing what he want to do, but with the righteous. That's who's going to get the secret. Right? So we can go back to that in Matthew chapter 20.
Con, let me get one more through the spirit.
All right, go ahead.
I'm gonna get the classic, right? All right, let me get the classic. This is Job 11 and 6. And he would shew thee the secrets of wisdom, that they are double to that which is. So you sitting there, you reading something, then you kind of take a step back and you look at it again and you read it again. Whole time the Lord came down and he supped with your mind, and now you're seeing it on a different fold, right? Like the brother when he was bringing out earlier in the book of Psalms, chapter 104. What was that, 20 on down?
Come.
Verse 20 on down, man. So these things are double to that which is. It's not literally a cloud in some context of the scriptures. Not literally a beast in certain contexts of the scriptures, man. It's not literally this and it's not literally that. The Lord is breaking down to you the mysteries, you understand? It says what? Know therefore that God exacteth of thee less than thine iniquity deserveth. So the Lord is only going to continue to keep more understanding upon a vessel that has clean hands so he can continue to use it and prosper, man. Right? If you got dirty hands, you're playing around, you don't really care, everything's one fold. Oh, I don't see that. I don't know. You turn out the page, hey, the Lord is drawing that wisdom out of you, man.
And that's why he said in Job 17 and 9, the righteous also shall hold on his way, and he that hath clean hands shall be stronger and stronger. Right? So you got to have clean hands, and then you'll be stronger and stronger. The house of David waxed stronger and stronger. That's 2 Samuel 3 and 1 on down, and the house of Saul waxed weak and weak. Right? So either are you the house of Saul or you the house of David, man. All right? The house of Saul, they slowly fading away. The house of Saul is not reading. The house of Saul, they don't study. The house of Saul, they don't fast. The house of Saul, they just in this thing, just to be in this thing because it sound cool. Hey, Saul hated his brother. That's the house of Saul. Saul was envious. That's the house of Saul. Hey, Saul was set up in this thing to be a deliverer, man. Don't think Saul just came up off the corner. Saul was actually at one time on fire, right? He came to this thing. He was raised up to be the judge. Now we go through that, man. That's a man. You got to read. If you haven't read First and Second Samuel, we read that all the time, over and over again. You can learn a lot from Saul and David, man.
Saul was into witchcraft.
You said what?
He was into witchcraft.
And he went into sorcery. He started waxing worse and worse, man. Sorcery, rebellion, witchcraft, murder, envy. You said what?
Jealousy,
all that. Then guess what? He got destroyed by his enemy. All hell break loose, and he got destroyed. But David, all hell break loose, he get delivered. So are you the part of the house of Saul? We're the house of David. Hey, David came in as a shepherd. That's spiritual, man. How did Saul come in? How was Saul introduced? Is Saul introduced as a shepherd? No, man. What is Saul doing when he come on the scene? In confusion, looking for where the ass is at, right? He come in confusion, right? Where the ass, I don't know what's going on. He come in not knowing what's going on, and he die not knowing what's going on. You don't want to be Saul in this thing, you know.
And a quick point, man. How humble David was, man. Hey, David was extremely humble, man. David could have killed Saul so many times. You don't think David wasn't leaping over walls, bending still with his damn bare hands, right? Slaying 10,000 of men, right? It even said in the scriptures that Saul was damn scared of David for real, right? You understand? Because he knew that the Lord was with him. Yep. Now, if the Lord is with somebody, it could be 2 feet tall. It don't even matter, man. The Lord is with this person, man. You got to fear this person. You understand? But Saul didn't give a damn. This is for 2 Samuel 1, right? And verse 11. And David took hold of his clothes. This when Saul died. And rent them. And likewise all the men that were with him. And they mourned and wept and fasted until evening for Saul and for Jonathan his son. And that took a humble vessel. You mean somebody trying to kill you, running you down, trying to slay you, man, right? And literally, when they die, right, what you do? You fast, you mourn, you smote upon your chest. And a lot of people, they rejoice when their enemies die, man. On a lower level, you could be in school, right? Then your enemy get jumped. And then you kind of laugh. Well, yeah, well, you had it coming, man. It is what it is, right? Hey, David was humble, man, and he loved his people. And it said he was fasting, he smoked upon his chest. He was angry, man. It says, and for the people of the Lord and for the house of Israel, because they were fallen by the sword, right? And that's plain, man. So we got to be humble in these last days, right? People that want to kill us, beat us down, speak evil of us, that could be a different camp. That could be a scoffer, right? That could be anybody, man. We got to retain our integrity like David did, man, and be humble in this thing.
The house of David is liberal of their meats. You know, when they passing out yan, there's giving out food here and there. You know, that's how we are, or we try to be through the spirit. Be liberal of the meat, right?
Yeah. Hey, man, you can learn a lot, man. I always tell brothers, when you go into these accounts and Kings and Samuel, and Judge, you can get a lot, man. Right? And that stuff is what you call practical knowledge. Stuff that you learn from, and it becomes practical. You can apply it. You understand in your everyday life. You can use it, right? You can't use the 10 horns in your everyday life, right? You can't use it. What are you going to walk around with? The 10 horns, no, you can't deal with that, man. Defying belly of brass. You got brother call you, yeah, brother, I'm feeling down in the spirit. Let me go to Daniel chapter 7. All right. Hold on, brother. I got you real quick. Brother, do that. Hold on, brother. Let me go to Daniel chapter 7 and verse 5. See, the Lord, the beast came out the earth. That's the Roman Empire. No, man. Right? You gotta get this whole road, man. Hey, if I call the brother, say I'm feeling down, and he say, let me go to Revelation chapter 15, right? In verse 1. Guess what? All right, brother. Yeah, all right, brother. Then you call somebody else that's better than you. Hey, there's people, that's one of my favorite precepts now. There's people that's better than you, man. Straight up say that.
Yeah.
Tell you that, man. Hey, there's people that's better than you in this thing.
Pull out the precept. I must have came late.
Oh, we pulled that out a few weeks in a row. Let's pull it up. Right? This is the book of First Samuel. Real quick. All right. Did you have a precept real quick though?
I mean, nah, you got it. I mean,
Look,
I was about to pull that joint through the spirit too the whole time.
go ahead, pull it. You got it.
That's 15 and 28, I think. This 1 Samuel chapter 15 and 28. And Samuel said unto him, the Lord had rent the kingdom of Israel from thee this day, and has given it to a neighbor of thine that is better than thou. So we say, rent the kingdom from you, man. And the Lord will snatch your understanding from you, snatch your spirit, right? They don't ever think you've obtained you high, you glorious, you mighty, you this, you that. And the Lord will snatch it from you and give it to somebody better than you, man. I was on live earlier through the spirit, and I was pulling this precept, man. There's somebody out there better than you right now. They're going to read twice as long as you. You only read an hour a day. They're going to read 3 hours a day. You only fast once every 2 weeks. They're going to fast twice a week, man. Like, you don't do any arms. They're going to give all that they have and possess, you understand? There's somebody out there that's better than you, man. And you sitting there and you just being selfish and you waxing weak, and the Lord's going to rent the kingdom. And the kingdom, that could be parabolic for your knowledge, right? It could be parabolic of your spirit. It could be parabolic of all your works that you've literally grown in this thing. He'll rip it, right? Snatch it. And then, hey, man, give it to somebody that's better than you. You got it, y'all down.
Hey,
You got
I
it.
want to make a quick point. That happens in sports all the time. There's somebody that's better than you, man. You're not the fastest. You're not the strong. Somebody, they work out harder than you. You get up at 6 in the morning. They get up at... Kobe had this little thing. He said, look, man, he gave the whole breakdown. There's no reason why that man, was doing what he was doing. He said, these people, these average NBA men, they get up at 5 in the morning. I get up at 3 in the morning. Then they done. They take a break. I don't take a break. I got another workout. He gave this whole thing, man. And he said over periods of time, them hours, it shows, it brings a big gap of the level of skill and talent, man. Due to them extra hours he put in every day. You got certain brothers that get up at 5:30 in the morning, man. Like they working out, but they do it to read. Right? Or they stay up all night, man, just to get it in with the scriptures. And you went to bed watching damn Law and Order, which is like the brothers say, cracking your toes, drinking a warm glass of milk. You got it, yard down.
Yeah. Avocado toast. This Job 19:9. He hath stripped me of my
Avocado
glory.
toast.
Yeah.
Come,
Jake, eat that.
come.
Watching Arthur. This Job 19:9. He hath stripped me of my glory and taken me, it's like and taken the crown from my head. And most I can do that to any Jake, right, that's living. Right, that's in the truth specifically. He can take your glory and take that crown from you. Right, all because you was too lazy. He slowly set that crown on another brother. You know.
Come.
And one more thing with on a carnally speaking, when you have a crown and you have, a nice garment apparel, you gotta take care of it. You gotta make sure it's always white like it's in James. All right. You don't want to make sure, you don't want to have holes right there. There's a mustard stain on your crown. You got wrench in the back of your head. You look all dirty. You got to be clean in this thing.
Right.
And your hands have to be clean.
We brought this out in the Sabbath service. I'm gonna bring it out again. This Judges chapter 16 and 20. And she said, the Philistines be upon thee, Samson. And he awoke out of his sleep and said, I will go out as at other times before and shake myself, and wist not that the Lord was departed from him. So he didn't even know the Lord left him, man. He said, I'm gonna go out strong and mighty before. You might say, I'm ready to go to camp. Hey, the Lord been left you, man. Right? Man, I'm putting on my boots. You getting all excited. You watching the breakdowns. Hey, the Lord left, man. But you don't know. Right? The Lord don't got to tell you I'm leaving you. Right? Okay, well, look, you had your fair share, but I'm out of here. You don't know. Samson didn't know. It says he wist not that the Lord was departed from him. He said, I'm going to go out strong like before. And he went out strong previous times. He broke up the green leaves that tried to tie him. Right? He broke up the people, man. He was doing this mighty work. Now it was time, and the Lord left him. He didn't even know it. You don't want to be like this. You know? But hey, this thing get real, man. You got something else? You all want to go back to Matthew 20?
Go back to Matthew.
Huh. That's a fearful thing, man. You sitting there, you get your damn Bible, you open it up, and nothing makes sense no more. You try fasting. You know how much Saul wanted to get the Lord, man. The Lord didn't leave Saul and Saul said, okay, thank you, Lord. No, he was trying to get him back, man. Grabbing on Samuel's. Samuel kind of ripped this stuff, said, get off of me, man. You know? And Samuel was upset that the Lord left Saul too, man. Samuel didn't rejoice that the Lord left Saul. I think Samuel, when you go into these accounts, I believe he spent days crying, man. It says he wept when the Lord left Saul. You know? So that's sad, man. Brothers fall out this truth. Brothers get excited. Yeah, I knew that he was wicked anyway. Right? Samuel wept that brother got out of there, man. You know? And then let me get this one quick precept real quick. This 1 Samuel chapter 12. And you can learn a lot from that Saul, Samuel, and David situation, man. Right? This 1 Samuel chapter 12 and 23. Moreover, as for me, God forbid that I should sin against the Lord and ceasing to pray for you, but I will teach you the good and the right way. So we teach our people the good way and the right way. And it said, God forbid that I should sin and ceasing to pray for you. So you're actually breaking the commandment if you stop praying for your brother. Huh? That's a sin. You got to keep praying. Because you can't just pray for yourself. Right? You got to pray for others. You got to pray for your wives, your children, your brethren. You know, you got to pray for our people to come into this truth. You know, for judgment on the nations. And if you ceasing to pray for your fellow brother, hey, the Lord said that's a sin. Right?
It's saying, you breaking up a little. It's saying, let me get a precept. It's the verse 22 and 11. Weep for the dead, for he hath lost the light, and weep for the fool. And that first part, that first clause could be double fold, right? You have certain Israelites, you know, they fell out the truth. They lost their light, their lamp, their candle stick just blew out. The Most High blew it out. Get a precept to prove that. This is Proverbs, I believe, chapter 20, verse 27. It says this: the spirit of man is the candle of the Lord, searching all the inward parts of the belly. Right? Ultimately, that understanding. Right? So when you're in this truth, the Most High can just blow out your candlestick, and then boom, that understanding is stripped away from you. Similar to what we read in Job 19 and 9, you can take away your glory and a crown. You can also take away that light, that understanding. Now, understanding ranges from everything from Genesis to Deuteronomy 28:68, even further down to Revelation. Right? Now you're in the world doing nigga stuff, right? Niggatry. So this is Sirach 22 and 11. Again, weep for the dead, for he hath lost the light, and weep for the fool, for he wanteth understanding. That's like understanding, right? Meaning he's lacking understanding. Weep for the fool, for he wanted understanding. All right. When we see our Israelite brothers out there that don't know that they're Israelites, and we try to tell them and compel them to come into the house, right? Into this beautiful, beautiful, gorgeous house, right? Into this vineyard, they say nay. They say, no, I got something to do. No, I'm already doing this. No, I'm in Islam. No, I'm in Christianity. Right? We don't make fun of them. We don't start laughing. No, we kind of get like, damn. All right. A lot of brothers can attest to that on the highways and byways. When we see our brothers out there waxing worse and worse as the days proceed in Babylon, America, we're like, damn, that's all we can say. Right? So that's us kind of weeping for them. Right? So again, Sirach 22 and 11, weep for the dead, where he hath lost the light, and weep for the fool, where he wanted understanding. Make little weeping for the dead, where he is at rest. Now, carnally speak for those that's literally dead, but the life of the fool is worse than death. All right. It's like it just landed me backing off what the brothers were saying. Hey, Samuel's even lamenting for
Right.
Saul.
Come, come. And I got a quick point too, right? It's the book of Second Timothy chapter 3, right? And verse number 13. But evil men and seducers shall wax worse and worse. So evil men gonna wax worse and worse, man. Right? You find out somebody they got into a different book. Now the next thing you know, man, hey man, they believe in a damn all type of damn stuff, man. There's no telling what's in those books. I don't read them, right? It's a lot of damn foolishness and fairy tales and folk tales. They're gonna wax worse and worse. They picked up this book, now they already sudden reading this book. Well, but I thought you were just reading that book. What the hell? No, because you see this name, it's not in the Bible, so I had to go to this other book. And you know, the Lord said precept upon precept. Now you got 15 books. It's stacked to the ceiling. You only had your apocrypha, right? Your Bible, right? You had the Bible dictionary, Babylon, the Timbuktu, and the history timeline of the dates of the Bible and the different kings. Now you got 97 books. So evil men, they're gonna wax worse and worse and worse, deceiving and being deceived, man. So certain men, they just easily deceive. You tell them one thing and they believe it, right? And then they deceive other people, man. You got real people, they real what's the word? They real sneaky and conniving, right? Hey brother, come listen to this. Like the damn snake in the garden, man. And I mean, I know he didn't grab Eve, but he didn't shake her up. Listen to what I'm telling you. He came up nice and smooth, just like a snake. Hey, you heard about this? Try to confound. Hey, a good way to damn people be getting sifted and seduced is when you get confounded. Well, hey brother, did you know this? No, I didn't know that. What does this mean? You get curious in unnecessary matters, and then the next thing you know, man, hey, the snake done bit you. Exactly.
And that's what we was talking about a long time ago. I can't remember who was all there, but nonetheless, we was talking about you got to be have a firm, strong foundation in this truth. Sometimes you got to be righteously stubborn. That's the word we use. You got to be righteously stubborn. You got to have a strong foundation and not be confounded at a little stuff. Jake come and ask you a question. Oh, I never thought about it that way, brother. When you read in the scriptures, you gotta you gotta be circumspect and understand what you're reading and know what's going on. Rooted, right? Because when you are curious, you're not rooted. You're just not rooted. You know.
That's right. Hey, the Lord said, the simple believeth every word.
Yeah.
Y'all brought that out already?
Like,
Yeah, let me get that real quick. All right, this is the book of Proverbs. Right? This is the book of Proverbs, chapter 14 and verse 15. The simple believeth every word, but the prudent man looketh well to his going. Right? You got brothers pull out all types of breakdowns. Yeah, I believe that. That makes sense. If a brother bringing something out and it don't make sense, don't say I see it. Yeah, I do see what you're saying. Because, I mean, there has to be Jerusalem. That's the doctrine. That we live in Jerusalem. Right? So we got to pray and face Peru. Right? So a lot of brothers, they get up and, they praying to the east. Say, brother, what you doing? I got to pray towards Peru. Oh, I get it. Because Jerusalem, that makes sense because, so brothers believe that, man. They sit there taking notes. Hold on, you're going too fast. Right? Come on, brother. Right? Don't just be a yes man in this thing. The Lord not dealing with yes men. Yes, Yaradine, I get it. Right? You're captain. Are you the captain over the camp, Yaradine? It makes sense. No, hey, look, no, it don't make sense, man. No, I don't see that. Salaki, I don't see it. I'm a fast. I'm a pray on it. Hey, I can make fast on it. Hey, you got some more precepts for that, right? Don't be ashamed of that, man. Right, let me get that real quick. I know, brother got a precept. Don't be ashamed to say you got some more precepts. You know what I'm saying? Or I don't see that. You know what I'm saying? You got to be like that. This is right, chapter 4,
you
and
getting 21?
you said what yard down?
You getting 20?
I was gonna, I'm gonna get
Oh,
no, I
not that.
want no Slacky. Hold on, bear with me. Yeah, I want 20. Come, and there's another one I want too.
Oh, 20. I was going to get 21. You got it.
All right, this is right, chapter 4 and 20. Observe the opportunity and beware of evil, and be not ashamed when it concerneth thy soul. Your soul is on the line in this thing. Well, that's just my soul. I just gave it to whatever I want to do. If I get destroyed by fire, it is ain't gonna be too hot. Fuck, damn shit. No, don't be simple, man. Right? It says, beware of evil and be not ashamed. When it comes to your soul, you better put it on the line, man. This is your soul on the line, man. This is your salvation on the line. People bringing doctrines out. This is your understanding on the line. You better not be ashamed when it concerns your soul. You could be ashamed when people want to take your parking spot. Oh, you got my parking spot. Oh, okay, look, whatever. You can go in first. I'll go in after you. But when it comes to your soul, nah, man, you don't get that thing up easy. You got it. I got another precept after.
This is Sirach 4:21. For there is a shame that bringeth sin, and there's a shame which is glory and grace. So there's a time and a place for everything. There's a time to be shamefast, and if you sincerely don't know, you come into this truth. You ask him about Deuteronomy, the milk, whatever the case may be. That's the time to be meek, right? But then there's shame that brings forth sin, right? And that's you without discretion, right? That's you just moving in a folly state of mind, right? Because you like, oh, now you believe in every word, right? You being shamefast to the point where it brings forth sin, because that doctrine can plague and mess up your life. Now you're full of leaven.
Con. This Sirach chapter 20 and 22. There is that destroyeth his own soul through bashfulness, and by accepting of persons overthroweth himself. Damn, you got persons that destroy their own soul because they too shy. They're too afraid to say, I don't see that. They're too afraid to say, hey, look, brother, no, them precepts don't add up. Yeah, brother. A brother told me Revelation 12, the dragon in Isaiah 27 said that's talking about philosophies. I said, no, that's not what it's talking about. The dragon is not talking about philosophies, right? I could have said, well, yeah, you're right. Yeah, brother, I get it. That link up. No, that's not what it's talking about, right? Do not destroy your soul by being too shy, right? The Lord, hey, you might want, debate thy cause with thy neighbor. Hey, you think, well, what about this precept? Well, I was studying this. You sure don't mean what you think about this precept? Because then you might actually get them to see the right understanding. Now, the brother could be right. You want to fast and pray on it, but don't just accept anything being the damn fool. You know?
Con. I got a quick point though.
God.
It was a dude when we was out there teaching, right? He came up, he was scoffing, he was yelling, he was out there screaming. He was doing the most, man. He was like, man, y'all believe in Yahweh? Oh man, and he doing the
Right.
most, man. Right? And we bear along with the brother, and we debated the cause. You understand? And then a brother leave it said, yeah, Yahweh is my Lord, man. And that was beautiful, man.
Right.
Right? And that's the Lord and the Spirit resting upon that brother, man. So I mean, he was quick to believe whatever he was told, obviously, right? Because his whole understanding got confounded when the precepts came out. You understand? And you got to be humble too to be able to receive that. If you proud, you're not going to be able to do that. And somebody that has a strong rooted understanding is not going to be afraid to debate. Somebody said, you know what, Hawashai is not real, and I don't want to debate. No, man, we're going to defend the gospel, man. And thousands of precepts going to come out. Damn voices going to get raised, and the truth is going to prosper, man. But if you're sitting there, you're not rooted, you're not grounded, you don't want to debate your cause, you don't want to humbly get cut for the truth, right? Hey, man, just the just balance what Yardan said, you got to be righteously stubborn, but you also got to be humble in the same time, man. Everything you see is not the right thing also. You got to sit down there, and if whatever you feel as though is right, hey, you could debate your cause, man. If your root and your understanding is what you know it to be correct and truth, it will always prevail. And you can't cut the words of the Lord, but false doctrines and false understanding will be cut. You got it.
Con, this is Sirach chapter 42 and 1. Of these things be not thou ashamed, and accept no person to sin thereby. Verse 3. of reckoning with thy partners and travelers, or of the gift of the heritage of friends. So if you got to get it in with your partners, Jake said that in the world. That's my part. Jake said that in the world. You know, my partner, whatever, man. You can't be ashamed to reckon with your partner in this thing, man. Meaning you kind of get into it, man. Don't be ashamed to say, look, brother, no, I don't see that. Right? Right? Well, brother, I'm thinking that, I was going through the precepts and the dragon. It didn't seem like his philosophies, because when you link it up in Revelation chapter 12, then you go to, this precept in Ezekiel 29 and Psalms 44 and 14, it seems as though it's talking about this. Right? Then the brother can say, no, it's talking about this. Then you got to kind of go back. Right? So, you gotta do that in this thing.
It's the book of Sirach, chapter 22, right in verse 19. He that pricketh the eye will make tears to fall, and he that pricketh the heart maketh it to shew her knowledge. So you should want to get pricked and cut in this thing, man. Right? That's a beautiful thing. When you look at something and you know it to be right, and then you got the real understanding, it pricks you and it cuts you. You understand? Or right, you commit the sin, and then you look at it and you damn. Then this man got put to death for that. I'm supposed to be put to death for that. That's grace and mercy. It pricks you. So you want to be pricked in this truth, man. You should want to be reproved. You should want to be guided on, man. Because a reproof's of instruction, not a way of life, man. Right? Let me get Proverbs 12 and 1 real fast. Right? It's the book of Proverbs, chapter 12 and verse 1. Whosoever loveth instruction loveth knowledge, but he who hateth reproof is brutish. Right? So you can't hate reproof. You gotta love knowledge, understand, and debate your cause in this thing. You got it.
Going back to Matthew 20.
So like, I had a precept real quick. Can brothers hear me?
Okay.
This Proverbs chapter 20 and 5. Counsel in the heart of man is like deep water, but a man of understanding will draw it out. Sometimes you gotta draw that water out, man. You got a brother, he got some knowledge and understanding. Hey, draw that water out of that man. You see what a well is at. Don't be afraid to go to the well. Right? If Yahweh gives excellent counsel, I'm looking at the waters. Well, I don't know. No, go draw that water out, man. Hit them up, man. Hey, Yahweh, I was going over this precept. What you think it means? So don't be ashamed, and that's labor too, to draw that water out. So you gotta do that too in this thing.
Right, and going back to the point you made earlier, if you said don't be ashamed to ask for precepts. Hey man, everything gotta have 2 or 3 witnesses. You should be able to back up what you're saying with more than 1 precept. You understand? Because your 1 precept can literally make no sense or be jammed into this 1 precept, and you got to be able to validate what you're saying. Right. If you said that somebody says that the Lord is coming back to save the whole wide world, and all they pulling is John 3:16, hey, well, you got to put that thing on trial, man. I need multiple witnesses. I need multiple precepts, man. You got to drive that nail in the coffin, man. Let me get that in Ecclesiastes. It's Ecclesiastes 12, right, in verse number 10. The preacher sought to find out acceptable words, and that which was written was upright, even words of truth. The words of the wise are as gods, and as nails fastened by the masters of assemblies, which are given from one shepherd. So these nails, they fasten down, man. They're not moving. You're not going to be able to confound the word, confound the precepts coming out, confound the true doctrine. They fast tight and they rooted.
That's right. That's a good precept. That's right. So we back in Matthew chapter 20 and verse 13. Let's read 13 again. Baba Kashah. Matthew 20 and 13. So it's a lot. And you got to read them Proverbs too, man. Ecclesiastes. That's why I get excited to read, man. Sometimes I get over like, damn, that's so much. Looking at all the damn food on the table. Do I want to start with the damn this, or do I want to start with this? That's how it is in this thing, man.
Hey, Salakia, King. That's how I was feeling today. I was like, damn, I don't know what I'm about to read today.
Right.
I don't even know what I'm about to eat right now. Right. Just kind of open it up, just get the sample taken, right? Kind of get all over the place.
And then the spirit kind of leads you somewhere. You might eat something off the table. So yeah, I kind of like that, man. Guess I'm gonna eat some damn fried so-and-so today. Well, I guess I'm eating some fruit today, man. You know, because you know you don't know, but you know through faith, you know the Spirit gonna sup with you, kind of show you something in there. You know, that's how it is in this thing, man. We get excited to eat, right? So we back at it, Matthew chapter 20 and 13.
Book of Matthew, chapter 20, verse
Hey, so like,
13.
especially when you done read the same. I mean, of course we done read the Bible over and over, but you get that same book, then you know you might catch something that's double fold. Right? You're just waiting on it. You waiting on the Lord to show you something. You kind of just reading, right? Like, damn, okay, I see that. That's triple fold. Okay, that link up with this precept. That's exciting, man. Right? Getting some precepts to figure out how you're gonna bring it out or link it up with this breakdown. You know. So we back at it, King.
Matthew chapter 20, verse 13. But he answered one of them and said, Friend, I do thee no wrong. Didst not thou agree with me for a penny?
Yeah, it's a contract, right? The kingdom of heaven for your work. Go on.
Take that thine is, and go thy way. I will give unto this last, even as unto thee. Verse 15. Select it, let me change this light. Verse 15. Is it not lawful for me to do what I will with my own? Is thine eye evil because I am good?
And so the Lord said, is it not lawful for me to do what I will with my own? Meaning you belong to the Lord, and the Lord doing whatever he want to do to you is lawful. Don't matter, right? You're the Lord's property. He could do what he want to do, and it's always lawful. If the Lord make you born with one arm, he could do what he want to do. It's lawful, right? If the Most High make you born with infinite amount of knowledge, it's lawful, right? If the Lord want to give you one penny, right? Or he want to give you 20 pennies. If the Lord gave a man 20 pennies, guess what? You got to deal with it, right? He can do what he want to do, right? You can't restrain the hand of the Lord, right? You got a yard down.
When you playing GTA or 2K, basketball, that player don't get mad that you made him move that way. You know, you
Right.
you controlling the scene, you controlling how it work, right? So the Lord controls how you work, how everything's in order.
And
You know,
that's
you're really not supposed to say something, and if you do, you way out of line, you way out of line. Because Jake, you don't say nothing to Esau at work.
right.
If he kind of make you do this when he told you yesterday he was going to do that, you're not going to really say nothing. You're like, all right, yeah, all right. You know,
Right. Hey man, to show you part of them curses still in effect. Is thine eye evil, man? That go back to Deuteronomy 28 and 54. Yeah, eye evil towards Yahweh Shai, right? You got brothers who's fulfilling the curse with the Lord, man, after their labor, after they, just in the damn wilderness. Yeah, I still evil. Them curses never left, man. You have brothers that's envious of Yahweh Shai in the wilderness. I did all that labor. I should be up top.
he
I didn't
wasn't
get to
with
be
me.
chosen. You're gonna have brothers when the Lord called the 12 apostles to stand up. You're gonna have brothers. Nigga, he one of the 12? Yaradan? What? Nah, this can't be right. I'm bounced, right? You got brothers that move like that. I'm bound. I'm out. Where are you gonna go? I don't know. I
Right.
just need a breather. The Lord gonna say, this guy, who bring that man up here, man. Right? What are you murmuring about? Well, Yaradan House, he part 144,000. He wasn't in my camp. My camp is supposed to be the top camp in Israel. He came out of this. What's going on, right? Hey, bring that man up and kill that man. You think the Lord not going to sit there and explain nothing to him, huh? Look, it is what it is. You know? So the Lord do what he want to do. It says, is it not lawful for me to do what I will with my own? Is thine eye evil because I am good? Let me get this classic in Romans chapter 9.
Kind
Right?
of got one after you.
Come. Romans chapter 9 and verse 15. I'll start at 14. What shall we say then? Is there unrighteousness with God? God forbid. Meaning it's the Lord wrong for making Esau wicked from the womb. No, he do what he want, and it's lawful. Right? It's holy. The Lord said, be ye therefore holy, for I am holy. All right? Everything the Lord does is holy, therefore everything is lawful, right? Rather the Lord destroy you with a hurricane or he save you with a chariot. For he said to Moses, I will have mercy on whom I will have mercy, and I will have compassion on whom I will have compassion. So then it is not of him that willeth, nor of him that runneth, but of the Most High that showeth mercy. You got it, Op.
It's the book of Isaiah, chapter 45, and verse 9. Woe unto him that strive with his maker. So you got a lot of people, they be striving with the Most High, man. They don't want to get down with what the Most High set forth, man. You know, why did this happen? You know, your damn kid born, and your kid, you know, was born mentally challenged, man. That's what the Lord wanted, man. You know, you sit there, you got in an accident, now you're in a wheelchair forever. Yeah, I would serve the Lord, but you know, obviously he's not dealing with me. Then you keep rolling up the hill, and then the Lord have you to roll back down. Say, woe unto him that striveth with his maker. Let the potsherd strive with the potsherd, right, of the earth. Shall the clay say to him that fashioned it, what makest thou? You can't complain to the Lord because you're only 5'3", man. You're not gonna grow no more. I must not be the chosen. Right? All the Israelites, they tall and I'm short. Right? Hey man, you can't strive with the Lord, man. Whatever the Lord did is what the Lord did. You have certain men that can't grow beards, man. It is what it is. You can't strive with the Most High. Can't put oil on your face. Well, I'm sick of this, man. The Lord's not hearing my prayers. It says what? Shall the clay say to Salakia, to him that fashioned it, what makest thou? Or thy work, he have no hands. So you can't buck up. You can't reply back. You can't say anything to the Lord, man. Everything's of the Most High God, man. You can't step to the Lord, man. Let me bring that out in Job.
Bring it out.
It's the book of Job, right? Chapter 20, 21, and verse 22. Shall any teach God knowledge, seeing he judgeth those that are high? You could be high up in the society. You could have all the wisdom. You could have the knowledge. You could be 90 feet tall. That don't mean nothing. One diggeth, Salakia, one dieth in his full strength, being wholly at ease and quiet. His breasts are full of milk, and his bones are mersed with marrow. Meaning the Lord can cast you down in your full strength. You're mighty, you're strong, right? Your mind can be okay, and then tomorrow you're a vegetable, man. I literally went to school with a guy. I knew this man. You know, he was normal, right? Every day. And he got in a car accident and he came to a vegetable state. And he literally was in a bed, man. And if you didn't know any better or did not know him beforehand, you would have thought he was born that way. His eyes, you know, his whole visage changed, his jaw, and it was sad, man. But that's the work of the Lord. So he could take you from a higher state, he could bring you to a lower state. It says, and another dieth in the bitterness of his soul, and never eateth with pleasure. They shall lie down alike in the dust, and the worm shall cover them. So it don't matter if you high, if you mighty, if you strong, you can't strive against the Lord, man. Because whatever the Lord said is going to come to pass.
That's right. That's right. It's a good point, man. All right. Matthew chapter 20 and 16.
Con.
It
I'll
reads,
read.
I got this last verse.
Okay. Con.
It reads, so the last shall be first, and the first last, for many be called, but few chosen. So you can be called into this thing just because you're in this thing right now. Hey, that don't mean you're going to last in this thing. We could be in this thing. That don't mean we're going to last. Right? We're no better than brothers listening. Right? We could be called into this thing and not be chosen. Right? We all are striving to be chosen. We're laboring and being diligent to make our calling sure. This is our calling and our election sure. You want your calling from being the chosen. Don't just be content knowing that you Israel. Yeah, I know I'm Israel from the tribe of Reuben. No, you want to be the chosen. Because even a lot of Israelites not going to make it in this thing. That know they Israel. Many people are called in this thing. Only few are going to be chosen. You know?
Con.
Got anything else?
Con, I got one closing precept.
Come.
Third. All right. It's the book of Revelation, chapter 3 and verse 2. It says, be watchful. So that's very important, man. You got to add that to your daily routine of fasting, praying, right? Asking for forgiveness, examining yourself. Right? You also got to add to that being watchful, man. Right? Don't just sit around all day, man. You have to be vigilant and understand what's going on. Be watchful and strengthen in the things which remain that are ready to die, for I have not found thy works perfect before God. So that's literally right there. There's no excuse to ever be lazy in this truth. The Lord said, I have not found thy works perfect before God. You'll know you're perfect in that day when you pass through the bond of the covenant, man. And that crown is upon your head. Then in that day you'll be perfect. Until then, there's work to do, man. It's labor to do, man. You got to get in that vineyard, got to get your hands dirty while the sun is out, and you got to do the work, man. Remember, therefore, how thou hast received and heard, and hold fast, and repent. If therefore thou shalt not watch, I will come on thee as a thief, and thou shalt not know what hour I will come upon thee. So the Lord gonna visit you like a thief in the night if you aren't on fire, if you aren't diligent, if you're not forgiving your brother for their trespasses, if you don't have love for the nation, and if you're not enduring in this truth. So continue to read, pray, fast, and love one another in these last days. Brothers got it.
Come.
Is that right? 35:4. Thou shalt not appear empty before the Lord. And that's playing upon the tables. If you watch this live stream, then you'll know exactly what this is talking about, right? The Lord told us to do the work, right? Plant the seeds. We got to bring forth our fruits. So you should not appear empty before the Lord. If you do, you look sloppy. You're looking real, real sloppy. That's like going to school and you forgot all your homework. And you fumbling through all your folders. You wasting enough time hoping that they go to the next person. Nah, you look sloppy. You look disgusting. You vile, right? And then you feel ashamed too. When people Jake forget their homework, you're like, that teacher just shake their head. And then get an F for the day, for homework. That's what's gonna happen when you come empty before the Lord. Gonna shake his head.
That's right. This Revelation chapter 22:12. And behold, I come quickly, and my reward is with me, to give every man according as his work shall be. That's plain, right? So with that, we're going to close up, giving, of course, our honor and glory to Yahweh by Shema Mashiach Mamalak Yahushai. I will open up the line for questions. For those who do have questions, feel free to ask. We'll do that for about an hour, right? Tops, right? Brothers do Q&As throughout the week, so make sure you hop in those Q&As, rapid fire, marathon Q&As, whatever the case may be, right? So call in if you have any questions, right? The number to call in is 213-603-9096, and that PIN number is 94809-305. Again, you want to call in, you should see it on your screen. It's 213-603-9096, and that PIN number is 94809-305. Most are willing, you've been edified. With that, Brother Naquam,
Brother Right.
Brother Yardan.
Kwam Yashala, Shalom.